Welcome to paradise, everybody, as you are watching the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Time to dock the boats and come on inside. Watch these games, because last night, boy, it was special. Oregon State gets a walk-off, and earlier in the day, another close game as we watched Coastal take care of Arizona. Today, Murray State against the Bruins of UCLA. Our bracket looks like this, and man, that superpower battle tonight has got people buzzing in Omaha and across the country, and certainly in the Southeast. LSU and Arkansas at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Murray State and UCLA gets things started, and we'll see if we can repeat what we had yesterday. Two phenomenal baseball games. Danny Wexamil will join us in just a little bit. She's down there on the field. Inside the booth, we, of course, have Ben McDonald and Eduardo Perez. I'm Carl Ravitch. UCLA's graduated a whole bunch of guys to the majors who've been superstars. The next one's on the field today. His name is Rock Chalowski, and he's still 2 years away.
And he's special, and he plays a premium position, and that's shortstop, and he does it well. He does it well with the glove, but most importantly, with the bat. It is consistent at the plate. He produces when he has to. He hits righties, and he crushes lefties. But most importantly, he can play the heck out of defense as well. Rock Chalowski has been a constant in the middle since his freshman season. He will continue to be there, and guess what? It's not the last time you'll hear his name, as he will be the #1 top prospect position player next year out of college.
In 2026, the draft, of course. 2025, a lot of guys likely not going to hear many from our Cinderella team, are we? But they really believe they belong.
No, the Murray State Racers out of Missouri Valley Conference. Number 4 seed in that Oxford Regional, only the 4th ever 4 seed to make it here to Omaha, and that's since 1999. And yeah, I mean, I call them the little engine that could. They just could, and they did, and they found their way to Omaha for the first time in program history. And that path was difficult, guys. I mean, 37 games on the road this year, more than anybody in this field. They knocked off some big-time programs to get here. Beat Ole Miss twice in a regional, knocked off Georgia State, then they go to a super regional, knock off Duke 2 out of 3. And look, guys, they just know how to win. They win the close games, 14-4 in one-run games.
All right, we'll get to Danny on the other side. Talk much more about the upcoming game. Will Cinderella find a slipper? We're about to find out. It's a beautiful day in Omaha, and the College World Series rolls on. Men's College World Series has been in Omaha for 75 years and downtown since 2011 as we come back inside. Danny Wexman's on the field. She called the UCLA Regional, so she knows the Bruins like most people, but very few know about Murray State. We're all going to learn, aren't we, Danny?
Yeah, we are, Carl. They're making their very first trip here to the Men's College World Series. They hail from Murray, Kentucky. It's about 120 miles outside of Nashville, and their home ballpark, Johnny Reagan, it seats just 800 people. In the fall, if you asked them if they'd be here in Omaha, they wouldn't have believed you. It was disjointed, they told me. Nobody was comfortable. But a month left in the season, they started to figure it out. They raced through the Missouri Valley Conference, then Oxford, then Durham, all the way here to Omaha, fueled by faith and sugar-free watermelon Red Bulls.
We need to done.
I keep saying I'm running on adrenaline and Red Bull right now, and you know there hadn't been a whole lot of sleep since we've landed. You know, it's been go, go, go.
Fellas, I appreciate everything, but we got to go right now, all right?
I wanted to earn my first trip, and these guys, you know, they did that for me, so it's going to be more exciting. Every day, every experience is new, and you can't put it into words. It just doesn't feel real.
A lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance. It took a lot of just buy-in, and it's just unbelievable, and we're all brotherhood now. You made it. You're here. Let's go make the most of it.
Guys, I talked to the team pregame to try to find out how many Red Bulls were consumed per game. It's about 40, give or take, at least per game. And again, it's sugar-free watermelon Red Bulls that have gotten them through the postseason. Ben, you mentioned the games on the road, 37 and counting.
There seems to be a song in there, sugar-free watermelon. I mean, something feels it, especially on an 80s.
We can make a country song out of that.
I'm sure we could. 86-degree day, you can do that as well. It may have more than 40. We'll have the over-under at 40 as we take a look at the Murray State batting order, which is brought to you by Capital One. It all starts literally with that guy, Jonathan Hogert, at the top. If you've watched any postseason baseball on ESPN or any of the platforms, you know the name, actually.
You really do. You know the name, and it all starts with him. 12 go-ahead home runs this season, including 4 go-ahead home runs in the NCAA tournament. don't turn your channels, because in the first inning, this team, Murray State, they're aggressive, they get on the board, and they put pressure immediately on the defense.
Yeah, but that offense is going to face a tough one in Michael Barnett. All he has done this year, folks, 12-1 on the season. ERA just above 4. 6'4", 220-pound junior. 4-pitch mix for him. He began the year in the bullpen. First 6 or 7 appearances out of the bullpen, worked his way in that rotation. I tell you what, he is a strike thrower. 71 strikeouts, only 18 walks. And his changeup for him, he will use that changeup against righties, lefties. It does not matter. It is his best swing and miss pitch.
All right, Ben. Hogard has 8 leadoff homers this season. And yesterday the wind was really, really calm. It wasn't a factor at all. Today, if you look, it is blowing straight in from center field. Much more traditional wind here at Charles Schwab Field. Real hard to hit a ball out, especially from left center to right center. You can sneak one down those lines, but real hard to go straight away.
Well, this is what makes it tough for a starting pitcher, right? You're not quite sure what's working for you yet, and you're going to face a guy to lead off the game that's got 22 long balls in the year. So you hope you are on point from the beginning.
Modern day Nomar Garcia-Parra will swing if the first pitch is close. That one wasn't, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Hogard followed by Dustin Mercer and Carson Garner. Typical of college baseball rosters, top 3 tend to do some damage.
Pitchers know. They've got the scouting reports on Hogard. So far, this NCAA, in pitches in the zone, he's hitting .579. Very aggressive. First pitch over for a strike was a breaking pitch.
Two balls and a strike for Hogard, and when he talks about dreams and it's not real and he gets chills, as he told us on Thursday, it's very sincere. This is such a massive opportunity for Murray State, and now their name known nationally for baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And this is a Murray State program that gets out of the gate quickly in the NCAA tournament. 13 first inning runs they have scored. They're hitting .475 in the first inning in the NCAA tournament.
So, Eduardo, we made a very big deal on Sunday Night Baseball about Shohei Ohtani saying hello to every single umpire, every plate appearance. As that one is outside, no check. Did you see what Jonathan Hogard did before this game?
Oh, yeah. Shake hands. Make sure I get the corner. I like it. We're about to find out here on a 3-2 count.
That's buttering up right there.
Shohei to everyone, and we'll see Ohtani and the Dodgers Sunday night. On a 3-2, he holds up. Oh, no, he didn't shake the first base umpire's hand. And he is called out on the swing.
I got to see this one again now.
Well, Clint Fagan, a veteran umpire here in the College World Series. I think he got this one right. Wow, that's close right there.
That's a 50-50 ball there.
Well, it's also a huge call because the leadoff man, of course, is now on the bench, and Dustin Mercer steps in. He swings and misses badly on a breaking pitch down and in. Mercer, a good hitter, .356, not a lot of power. No homers, 39 runs batted in. This was a team that was, by their own acknowledgement, brutal in the fall. I mean, terrible in the fall, to the point where their head coach, Dan Skirker, was calling his mentor saying, man, how am I going to get out of this? We're not getting any better. Sounded a little bit like Alex Cora the last couple of weeks. We're not getting any better. They talked him off the ledge, and obviously his coaching, the staff, the players have rallied big time to get here to Omaha.
You watch Michael Barnett pitch. It's not an overpowering fastball. It's going to be 88 to 91. He'll sink it. Got a little 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. A couple different breaking balls, slider and a curveball, and that changeup that we mentioned.
That's high. 3 balls and a strike. Go around a very good UCLA defense. 63 double plays, tops in the country. Roman Martin and Rock Chalowski on the left side. Phoenix Call and Mulavalavou is at first. They are all great. That's way inside. That's a walk, and it makes that called strike on the swing even bigger to Hogard. They got one on, one down.
Yeah, Michael Barnett, first inning blues, trying to figure it out, trying to get his mechanics in sync, trying to slow down that heartbeat a little bit.
Well, he hasn't thrown anything straight. And when you throw 88 to 89 miles per hour, that's what he has to do. Mix it in, but he has to be able to land the off-speed pitch for a strike.
That brings up Carson Garner, who is their big power guy. 17 homers, 59 runs batted in. And that one misses as well. 1 ball, no strikes. UCLA's strength is their bullpen when it comes to pitching. They have double-digit guys who have thrown at least 17 games. So they are not afraid to go early, and they will go often. That's a strike.
Yeah, and this pitching staff for UCLA has been outstanding as of late. They're working on 16 consecutive scoreless innings pitched for this staff. That's how they find their way to Omaha.
And they all have roles, including the guy that they will use to close games. They got certainly guys they believe will be future superstars and MLB players, but right now the bullpen is the foundation. That's no swing.
Yeah, it's a team that is managed almost like their pitching staff is managed like we see at the big league level, right?
Yes.
The starters are going to give you about 5 innings. The average big league starter is going about 5 1/3 in the Major League Baseball right now. That's kind of what this staff does. They give you 5 innings, and then all of a sudden, here come the big arms out of the bullpen.
2 balls and a strike. They are not a team that likes to run very often. That's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that's that bread and butter. That's that changeup right there. And when it's working for Barnett, he'll throw it in any count, righty, lefty, it doesn't matter.
So far, every pitch to Gardner has been down. Down in the strike zone, down out of the zone.
Infield shaded to pull. Plenty of room between first and second. Another one outside, and a 3-ball count.
And it tells you one thing, with 1 out, runner at first, he's looking for contact on the ground to see if his really good infield can turn 2.
You know, and Barnett's not been at his best lately. You go back and look now. His last 5 appearances, his last 5 starts, he's given up 24 earned runs in his last 24 innings pitched. So that's going through the back of his mind as well.
And Garner's got a very good eye. He broke the single-season program record for walks. But he swings there on a pitch that came in at 81 miles an hour. And a strikeout, second of the inning.
Second strikeout, but both strikeouts coming 3-2 on pitches out of the zone.
Look at that grip. That's a good look right there at that circle change, too. Didn't throw it exactly where he wanted, but it worked.
It's funny, we just talked about his eye and his ability to lay off. That was ball 4. But instead, just 1 on, 2 down. Dom Decker is a cleanup hitter who doesn't have a homer, and he swings at a fastball and misses. It's rare, but it's the way this team is built to have a cleanup hitter who hasn't left the building once. Social media was all over him, saying, yeah, how about Murray State going to the World Series? They got a cleanup hitter who didn't have a homer. The team shared that with him, just to let him know we're all on it. We know it, but we're good with it.
Yeah, he's just simply said in return, but hey, we're at the College World Series.
Exactly. Take a look at that setting in this stage. And off to a great start after 2 incredible competitive Friday games.
Murray State doesn't run a lot. Only 47 stolen bases on the year. So they're not a team that's going to steal a lot of bases, but boy, do they put up some runs. They're averaging 10 runs per game in the NCAA tournament.
That's a conservative lead at first.
Very. And Barnett will take one on the corner, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And of course, UCLA's foundation, West Coast baseball, but certainly this program, have had phenomenal starting pitchers. The last time they were here was 13, but just a couple years before that, Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer,
Griffin Canning, Jake Bird. I mean, you can go on and on.
Another 3-ball count.
Yeah, all 4 hitters so far with 3-ball counts. 3 of the 4 with full counts.
Barnett, 23rd pitch of the first inning. Runner is off, and that one is going to go to the seats.
And again, the next, all 3-2 counts have been off-speed pitches. Hasn't challenged any of the hitters. They're so good at the fastball Barnett has to be able to land that pitch as a chase. He's been able to do it twice already this inning.
He will use that changeup 37% of the time. It's his second most used pitch, right behind the fastball.
Here it is again.
And that's a walk. So 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Had Hogart not been called out and Garner not left the zone, you could conceivably have had 4 walks.
No doubt about it. I mean, so to this point, UCLA is a little bit of a break so far because it could be a lot worse than what it is right now. Just 1 out away from getting off the field. There's a look at head coach John Savage in his 21st year as a head coach at UCLA.
He doesn't want to go down the opener road as far as using that to define the way they are, but again, you'll see a whole bunch of guys come out of the bullpen who can throw it mid to upper 90s. As we're watching Barnett throw 81 with his changeup and barely break 90 with a fastball. Luke Mastoni had a huge homer in that Super Regional. He looks at ball 1.
Well, you look at Murray State's offense on the year. 5th in the country in doubles, 13th in total hits, 10th in base on balls, and 17th in on base percentage.
So Mercer's at second and Decker's at first, and Mastoni looks at 1 down. Given the way that last night's game started with Oregon State and Louisville, there's a bit of a slow motion feel to this one. The pitchers last night pumping in fastballs at 95. Breaking pitches look like Verlander. Barnett back up the middle. Fielded on a dive. The flip is out in time. What a play by both Call and Chalowski, as they are able to get the foot on the bag to beat Decker. We've talked about their defense, and they just showed it off there in the first.
Yeah, good communication up the middle. Call making the backhand and being able to feed off his knees right to Chalowski at short, right foot beating the left.
There was a time when the state of California ruled the College World Series as if it were played in SoCal. Now, the lone defenders of the Golden State's hardball pride are the blue and gold from Westwood, with a chance to win the Big Ten's first baseball title in nearly 6 decades.
Yeah, part of their story this season, it's not Oregon State and being independent, but they basically booted out of Jackie Robinson Stadium, so they spent a lot of time on the road for practices, etc. Finally, at the end, they were able to get back in. As we take a look at the UCLA batting order brought to you by Capital One. Chalowski's the 2-hitter, and there are 3, 4, 5. This is a more conventional offense. I know they like to say West Coast offense. They got some thunder in that order.
They really do, and hitters numbers 4 through 6 in the order. They're hitting .446 during the NCAA tournament with more extra base hits than strikeouts. So they're putting the ball in play and creating damage.
And that lineup's going to face the right-hander, Nick Schutte, just a junior. 8-4 in a year with a .485 out of Louisville, Kentucky. All 6'1", 185 pounds of him. Get back on track. He's had some struggles as of late. You see that 51 walks. That can be an issue for him from time to time. 94 strikeouts. He can certainly strike you out. And boy, against a really good fastball hitting team, he will have to establish his off-speed stuff and establish it early. Fastball, curveball, changeup, and a slider for Nick Schutte.
And a steady heartbeat according to their coaching staff. Dean West leads things off, and that first pitch is poured in for a strike. Murray State came in hitting .463 first time through the order this postseason. They didn't muster a hit. UCLA is right behind them. First time through the batting order, they hit .462. Just a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of Woodland Hills at 5'9", hitting .315. West followed by Chalowski and Muvai Lavu. Two balls and a strike. A transfer from Motlow State Community College. He struck out a season-high 10 against Bradley back in early April. He's a workhorse, and they require that from many of their players. He pitched twice in 3 days against Ole Miss. Came out of the bullpen in the second one. 3 balls and a strike. There was a question as to whether that hit West or not. Imagine the heart rate. I know he's got a slow one, but imagine what it's like for a kid from Murray State being here at the World Series, starting pitcher, first game. And that is ball 4. You've been here twice. You've been on that bump. How do you calm the nerves? What was your secret, especially probably the second time you did it?
You are so nervous, you know, but once that first pitch comes out of your hand, you start to feel your weight and you start to slow your heartbeat down a little bit. But there's such a buildup. And for a team like Murray State that's never been here before, I mean, Danny talked about it. They got 800 people capacity at their home ballpark, and now you come to a ballpark like this. It's a little bit different. The question is, can they navigate through the first inning? Can they slow it down a little bit? And that's what Shuddy's going to have to do, is figure out what's working for him, be able to slow that heartbeat down and make some quality pitches.
They've turned only 28 double plays. It's seemingly an amazingly few number of double plays. We've seen teams like UCLA in the 60s, but 28 double plays. They've made 45 errors as well. This is Cholowski, who is up 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Savage, a longtime coach of the Bruins, will tell you, we got here partly because of what he did during the season, but this postseason, we haven't seen the real Rock Cholowski. So in a lot of ways, they've gotten to the World Series without major contributions.
And that's scary. Big players for big stage.
2 balls and a strike.
And it's different. During batting practice 2 days ago, during the workouts, I'm telling you this, the sound of the bat,
yeah,
completely different. Cutting through the wind, very controlled, and heck of a presence at the plate as
well. So Rock is from Chandler, Arizona, and basically since his sophomore year, he's thought about this. And yes, he could have been a Major League Baseball draft pick. He had massive numbers. He's been projected as high as a late first-round pick, but he opted to go to UCLA. And he said, I want to get to that point in that spot and in college. He didn't want to pass that up. He's become famous. Most people who know Cholowski and the story know that he's got this dream board, what he calls, that he hangs in his room. It's a vision board. In little letters, he lists personal accomplishments on one side, like first team All-American, second team honors, there you go. And on the right side, it tends to be team-oriented. Return to Cape Cod baseball, be the part of a premier summer baseball competition. But in the bottom, you saw it, Omaha, in big letters. And that's always been what this has been about. Runner goes West, that pitch high, here's the throw down, it's not going to be in time, and it's dropped. West steals a base.
Yeah, guys, I talked to his mom, Tika, this morning about that vision board, and there's 2 letters from her on that. She didn't know that he started this board, and when she saw it, she went to college, saw it in his room, she sent him 2 letters. One is about keeping your circle small, and the other one is about whatever choice he makes, his family supports him. They're all very close. His mom means the world to him, guys, and those letters are part of that vision board, all his goals on it, and it was a surprise to her, and she loves it, Carl.
Yeah, there's a maturity about him. And there are certain guys, as you take a look one more time, you see the Omaha at the bottom, that somebody that young can think sort of not only just about himself, but about the team.
There's a lot of check marks there, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, and I love the fact that he is also looking at his defense. 0 errors, Rawlings Gold Glove. Those, especially the Rawlings Gold Glove, that's a possibility for him.
Well, if you want to be the first pick in the draft and he could be that next year, you better be a complete player, and he is.
Laveau sends this one to left towards the corner, heading deep, and it is just foul. Spulavai jumped all over that. And that's where you're going to get a ball to leave. The wind is sort of swirling out there, but you've got a chance, 335 down the lines, to leave the building.
I think that played a factor as well. I thought it was going to stay fair, and then I looked at the flag, and I'm like, nope. Welcome to Charles Schwab.
Yeah, well, and coming off that left-handed bat to the backside, you know it's going to be slicing hard, and it did.
85 runs batted in, back-to-back walks for Shuddy to start. Off speed, that one's into right field. West went back to second, so he is likely going to be held there at third base. and he will be. He didn't get a great read on it. Maybe he thought it was hit off the end, and Decker, the second baseman, would have a chance, but the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Good piece of hitting, but I'll tell you this right now. You see the breaking pitch, it stays up in the zone. Paradise for a right-hander or a left-handed hitter, but the base running, this is what I like right here. West doesn't get a good jump. Chalowski looks up, realizes that West is going to stay at third, so he just puts on the brakes. You see a lot of mistakes being made sometimes by the trail runner.
When you're out at second base, the last thing you do before the pitch goes to play is find out where your outfielders are located. You take a quick peek and you look back, you see where that, when the ball comes off the bat, then you already know whether you can advance and take an extra base.
Well, a bumpy start for Shuddy. 2 walks and a single. He deals with a cleanup hitter, Martin, who's got 9 homers and 58 runs batted in. 2 balls and no strikes. And given the arms that UCLA can parade out of the bullpen, it's a dangerous spot to fall behind.
Yeah, and look, when UCLA scores first, guys, they are 26-1 this year when they score first.
Next one to Martin. It's also off. It's 3-0 and nowhere to put him with a walk. And Shuddy's starting to feel it a little bit.
Well, we talked about Shuddy. He came in with 51 walks and 91 innings pitched. And we talked about that has to be a part of his game that he cleans up a little bit. Not been able to do it so far here in the first inning.
That's a good idea. Will Vierling. And that name familiar to major leaguers. Vierling, he is a cousin of Matt Vierling, Detroit Tigers. So the infield will meet on the mound to discuss what's going on. What does a professional pitcher observe here? What's going on?
Mechanically, he's a little bit off right now, right? I mean, you can tell he's opening up a little bit. To me, there's just 2 most important things for a pitcher, right? Do you get balanced over the top of the rubber? Are you nice and balanced over the top of the rubber? And then as you go down the slope towards home plate, where is your front side? I mean, your glove side, your elbow and your shoulder needs to stay in the glove as long as it can. When you start to open up and pull and go east and west, that's when the ball starts to fly a little bit.
All right, 3-0 to Martin.
That was much better.
Well, you said it yesterday during our game. Situation like this, now you're trying to limit damage because it's very likely going to be some.
That's right.
West at third, Chalowski at second, Lavu is at first. 3-1. That missed. It's a walk. A lot of hesitation, but the first run comes in on the 3rd walk of the inning. Dean West touches home, and it's 1-0 Bruins.
It's a pretty small strike zone right now. That ball could have very well been called a strike right at the bottom of the knees. And you can see as it crossed home plate, it was right at the bottom of the knees, but didn't get the call.
Trouble continues for Dan Skirk as A.J. Salgado, the lefty, steps to the plate. Again, we talk power. There's 12 homers in this bat so far this season. Your heart get going even faster when you're walking, guys?
Yes.
This is a hard one to slow it down.
You know, and before there was a pitch clock, right, you could step off the back of the rubber a little bit. You kind of regain your thoughts. You're not able to do that in today's game.
Seven-game hit streak for Salgado, who swings and misses there, and killing it in the postseason, hitting .368. He has scored 7 runs. He looks out there and sees a lot of blue on the bases.
Yes, sir.
Called strike 3, and a little more aggressive there, 89 miles an hour, and a very big potential strikeout.
Working ahead. When you work ahead, you put hitters on defense right away, good things are going to happen. He got ahead 0-2 right there through the perfect fastball. And again, that fastball's got a little left to right in it. It starts to come back and just knocks a little paint off the inside part of the plate. How important is it to work from ahead? Here's some big league numbers for you. Behind in the count, big league hitters hit 191. Ahead in the count, they hit 332.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big difference. And in any 2-strike count, big league hitters hit 170 only. That's how important it is to get ahead.
I'll tell you what, the other thing is important. You have to pitch in. And that pitch right there, just by the reaction itself, you can tell that the hitters are looking middle away and they're looking soft. has to establish in.
Here's the number for you. Peyton Brennan is hitting .545 in the postseason.
There it is again.
He looks at a 1 on the inside corner to go 1-1. .545, Brennan's breakout here in the postseason. The sophomore to Rockland, California. With 6 homers, 39 runs batted in. Off speed, Shuddy now feeling a little better. He goes ahead 1-2.
And this is where the infield now has to communicate really well. Not try to rush it. Get 1 before you can get 2. Veteran infielders, they understand what their role is, but how huge would it be to be able to get out of this inning just giving up 1?
Huge. Brennan 3 for 7. That's a .429 average with the bases loaded this year. Ooh, that's a close one again, and the benefit goes to the hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I like this front door fastball. All of a sudden, he's starting to throw. To your point, Eddie, anytime you can finish in with 2 strikes, hitters are taught to wait. They're going to wait on the off-speed stuff. You can paint the ball on the inside part of the plate.
He takes something off of that one, and he's now gone back-to-back with his strikeout. So pushed a little bit up against the wall, and Nick Shuddy is showing you something.
Yeah, that slider all of a sudden getting really, really sharp. He's throwing it in the perfect place right here. Looks like a fastball coming in, but watch this ball work down and in and just underneath of the bat, and a huge strikeout right there for Shuddy.
He's feeling a lot more comfortable against the left-handed hitters as well. Being able to come in, especially from that arm angle, that's pretty darn impressive.
Well, he's a reverse splits guy. I mean, Shuddy, lefty's hitting 204 off of him. Right-hander's hitting 239, so he doesn't mind facing the left-handers.
Blake Balls is now up with the bases still loaded, and he gets strike 1. So he works ahead with the bases still loaded and a 1-0 Bruin lead. The outfield is shallow against Balls, who's just got 1 homer on the year, 24 runs batted in. He's a designated hitter for John Savage, but you can see him out there. Some flashbacks to the last time the Bruins were here. That's before they lowered the seams on the baseball, and the outfielders were seemingly 30 yards behind the infielders.
Yes.
Lands another one.
Like that. So we're seeing 2 different breaking balls now. A hard slider and a little bit slower curveball.
Well, he's got a chance to pull a Houdini act here if he can get out of this by giving up just 1. This will be his 30th pitch of the inning. 1-2 on the ground, fair ball, and he has escaped, giving up just 1. Barks into his glove, slaps himself on the side, and gets some love as he heads back to the dugout. It's just 1-0 after a busy first. Way to go, Racers. Just right as they celebrate on Tuesday after a postseason tournament victory. The NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? They went back and they said, I didn't even know there were this many people in Murray, Kentucky. Murray State's mascot is a racer, a thoroughbred, a horse. It's actually a costumed horse named Dunker. It won the 2023 Missouri Valley Conference Mascot Madness competition. In addition to Dunker, they have a thoroughbred nicknamed Racer 1. As that first pitch swung on and fouled back. The Racer 1 actually runs a celebratory lap around the track during the football field. A real horse. A different horse every year. That one is not the one that runs around the football field, but that's Dunker.
Why the long face?
Never fails to get a small chuckle.
Just belly laugh, yeah.
Veerling last couple of weeks hitting almost 500. Not there. The other interesting part about the whole horse thing, according to Murray State, the original horse, Violet Cactus, is buried inside the stadium wall in the northeast corner.
Wow.
Of their facility. Apparently buried inside the stadium wall, northeast corner. Great crowd, and it will be standing room only tonight for our second game at 7 Eastern time between Arkansas and LSU. First time these two teams, UCLA and Murray State, have ever met on the diamond. Yeah, he pulled the string. Good changeup, 81 miles an hour. And Barnett, I should say, after that first inning, gets Vierling leading things off with a strikeout.
Yeah, much sharper start for him. We keep talking about that changeup, and it is going to be his bread and butter right there. There's a good look at that circle change. Watch how he pronates and turns that thing over. And that ball's going to have a little bit of left to right in it, but it's the arm speed that fools the hitter. Comes out of the same one as the fastball, same effort as the fastball, but it's about 10 miles per hour slower.
Dan Tuckin, the lefty, looks at ball one up high. Teams from the MVC have lost 5 straight here at the College World Series since Wichita State, which was a perennial power, reached the championship game in '93. They lost to the Tigers of LSU. So carrying the banner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Wichita State, they beat Texas back in 1989 for the whole thing.
Yeah, they eliminated the Florida State Seminoles that year as well.
Painful.
Not too happy about that one.
I didn't realize I was scratching a bad itch for you there.
It's all right. PJ Forbes being a part of it. Mike Lansing.
The laser?
Yeah.
Well, after that original Vierling strikeout, Tuckin walks his 3rd man of this game. So Tuckin to first, and Barnett dealing with traffic again.
Already 6 walks in this game,
yes.
1 hit.
This crowd looking forward to seeing some hitting. They got some great pitching yesterday. They're looking forward to seeing a little more offense as Nico Bermio, the senior, steps in. Swinging a foul ball. So the way that this Murray State team was put together, if you talk to their coach, Dan Skirk, he said all summer we just crushed the portal. We had to hire 3 new coaches, and you'd log in and look, as he said, 25 times a day. This one on the ground to second. Fielded smoothly. Call. Chalowski. That's nice. And that's how they lead the nation in double plays.
Well, when you got middle infielders like that, those boys can do it right there. And that wasn't an easy turn. Watch Phoenix call out here at second base. Ranges to his left. Little flip over Chalowski. And that big arm coming across the diamond. UCLA off the field and up by 1.
Welcome back, everyone. Omaha, Nebraska. You say those words and you think College World Series. They've extended the bridge now. You have a way to get access right downtown a little quicker, right to the ballpark. It's perfect. And you see that Murray, Kentucky is 628 miles away from Omaha. First pitch, that's a strike. So Cash Duggar looks at strike number 1. He will hit 8. Phoenix Call, the smooth fielding second baseman, will hit number 9 and then back to the top. 1-0 Bruins. They took advantage of 3 walks in the first inning. And if I'm out there on the mound, I'm thinking, you know what? He's not going to call the low strike. So I gotta keep it up, maybe keep it in, move it around north to south. Is not going to work. You got to stay up because that low ball has not been called.
Yeah, and if you'll work from ahead, maybe you'll get some offers on some balls.
Left center field. This one is going to get down. This one is tracking towards the wall, and it'll get there. Duggar out of the 8th spot to second with a stand-up double for Cash Duggar. That's his 5th double of the year.
That's a beautiful piece of hitting right there. Ball out over the plate, and he's able to drive it almost like an inside-out type swing. Watch how this ball leaks just right over the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it, and allows the action of the bat, the plane of the bat. 3rd degrees, you could say, right there for that double.
Little line drive out toward left center field. Yeah, I think for either one of these offenses, right, both of these pitchers that we're seeing maybe not going to be able to beat you a whole lot with the fastball velocity. So let that fastball travel, be on time for the all-speed stuff.
Phoenix Call is up, just 3 sacrifices, 8 I should say on the year, so he squares, they crash, and there's no attempt. It's 1-0.
A lot of fundamentally sound teams in this College World Series that are able to get the butt down. Now, I'm really surprised that a lot of them don't move up in the plate to open it up a little bit for them on the bunting side of it. They stay back in the box and still show bunt.
Call goes again. That's a good one. It's going to be fielded by Garner. He will throw him out at first base, but to third base goes Duggar. A well-executed sacrifice.
One thing that you do well when it comes to bunting, though, is you have to use your legs. That's what gets you up and down on the bunt. Bat head has to stay up, and he exactly was able to do just that. See where the hands are? Look at the bat. Drops it a little bit, but is fortunate as 33 has shown us a great angle on how that ball was able to rotate.
All right, Dean West, Bruins trying to add to their 1-0 lead. In on the corner, saw Garner at third, and Mastoni at first. West walked and scored the only run in the first. The Bruins won 47 times this season, 5th most in program history. They won 52 back in 19. They are looking to be the first Big Ten team to win 50 in a season since Michigan in 2019. So they need a little more run here. It's a team that won 19 games last year.
Yeah, and you would think UCLA is going to be pretty comfortable here at Charles Schwab Field. The reason I say that, 2 weeks ago, they held the Big Ten Conference Tournament right here.
Exactly
and
right.
UCLA was here. So they're more comfortable than most teams are with the surroundings that they have around them. They lost in that championship game in that Big Ten Tournament to Nebraska, but did get to play 4 games on this field just a couple of weeks ago.
1-1 to West.
Yeah, guys, I talked to this team in LA during the regionals about that turnaround, and Rock Chalowski told me that it was tough only winning 19 games, but the sophomore class came together. They said they wanted to have each other's backs and make sure that that was not going to happen again. And what's crazy is that they all stuck together. They didn't transfer. They didn't go to the portal. They stayed here. They wanted to be the turnaround and the difference for UCLA.
That one is fair, and it's into right field. Good piece of hitting there by West, who takes a big turn. They throw behind him. Oh, and they got him! Heads up play. Dustin Mercer fired one to Mastoni, and that aggressive turn cost West.
That's scouting right there. They understand and studying film and seeing how West runs the bases aggressively, out of the box, always thinking two. Beautiful piece of hitting. Stays back again, the second time that the breaking pitch gets hit, but he is taking that corner thinking two, making the outfielder throw, throws behind him. Well executed, great arm, and we saw it, Ben, during the practice, during the outfield practice, how accurate the arms were.
Tell you one thing, too, what Mercer did, a little head fake. He looked towards second and then fired back to first.
Yeah, he deked him a little bit on that.
He sure did.
The head and the shoulders were kind of pointed towards second base, and he threw across his body and made a perfect throw to first base. It's a play you don't see very often, but it is a heads-up play for sure.
Well scouted, good coaching. So Chalowski will bat with the bases empty, and the Bruins up 2-0 as West picked up his 41st run batted in.
Watch Dustin Mercer right here out in right field. See how he pointed a little bit towards second base and then threw right behind him. Man, you can't do it any better than that. A nice tag by Mastoni over at first base.
You can't throw it any better. The glove landed on the helmet.
And we were noticing during the practice how accurate he was from right field.
There's a lot of power in the bat of Chalowski. And that's a line shot. That is caught in the air. That's a catch by Dominic Decker on a ball off the bat over 100 from Rock Chalowski. You got some defense being played. When you walk so many, you got to play some defense.
Little glove show right there to the backhand side. Picks it right up off the dirt. UCLA up 2-0. Mercer hunting some runs.
They got a run on the first and a run on the second. And the Bruins have flirted with big innings and yet only find themselves up by a couple. As Murray State, the road team today, will bat here in the third inning. And it will be the bottom of the order to start. Connor Cunningham, and then turn it over to Hogart and Mercer. as they seek some runs to get on the board. But boy, defensively, both these teams have shined early in this one. One of the things UCLA does, and John Savage makes no secret about it, we hunt athletes. We want athletes, and we'll figure out where to play them. Dan Skurka said the same thing about his program. So you get a lot of shortstops on each team playing different positions.
That's kind of where we've been for a while. You know, a lot of college coaches are recruiting the shortstops, and then you plug them in wherever you can. Because typically in high school, the shortstop is normally the best athlete. They can pretty well bounce around and play anywhere.
Working from ahead, Barnett to Connor Cunningham. That's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm curious to see, second time around the order, how Murray State's going to make the adjustment at the plate against Barnett.
Well, that time the high ball was not called a strike. It goes 2-1. It was a little bit above the zone. To Cunningham, who steps in as the shortstop. 7 homers, 38 runs batted in.
Another 3-ball count.
Got a good one to swing at, and he fouled it straight back. It's a program that has really used Skurka as their foundation. He is the critical component to all of it. And he has this 6H, the letter H philosophy. Hero. He asks his players, your hero, your hometown, highlight, hardship. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout. And then he goes, honey, your homeboy, meaning who's your go-to person? And the last H in the 6 H's, how they got there. And I got to believe there's a few folks at home saying, do that again. The 6 H's, hero, hometown, highlight, hardship. Honey, your homeboy is one, and then how they got there is the other.
I love what he told us this morning. He said, we got here by focusing on what we have, not what we don't have. Talk about a smaller program, doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. He said, we don't worry about what we don't have. We only focus on the things that we do have and what we do have in-house. That's how we've had our success, and that's what we focused on this year.
Hogart, that's going to get down and left in front of West. He jumped on a first pitch, which he's known to do, and after striking out in his first plate appearance, gets his first hit here in Omaha.
Yeah, Murray State starting to settle in. I felt like when the game started, top party lined up a little bit nervous, chasing some balls they don't typically chase, but now the second time through, starting to settle in a little bit.
And the thing is, Barnett showed everything he had, the fastball, the slider, the changeup, first time around in the order. A lot of pitches they were able to see. This is too good of an offense from Murray State to be shut down.
Here's Mercer, who is a fantastic story. The fact that he's even playing for Murray State. As he swings, and that's going to get down and a left. West will give chase. Back-to-back hits for Mercer, who basically hung up the cleats and said, I'm done. He went to work in a financial services company. And Dan Skurka remembers he got a call in the summer walking around his yard from Mercer, who after sitting in those cubicles for 10 hours said, if you'll have me back, I want to come back. Spreadsheets aren't working for me yet. He was drafted by the Royals, and the Royals said, you want to come? He said, nope, I want to go back to school. Here he is playing for the Racers. And it's an amazing story because he's got a job when this is all over, Danny.
And I asked JJ Piccolo about that this morning, and he said, yeah, we did. We wanted to draft him, and he said he had a job. And don't forget, later this summer, he is going to go work that job, but for now, he wanted to continue to play.
So Garner is up, and a little trouble again for Barnett. A lot of times the philosophy hit it down and hard, but against this terrific infield, that may not work. We've seen 2 great plays already, and Garner tried to check, but it's a foul ball.
That's his go-to pitch. You see it right there, the changeup. It's the one that had struck him out first time around, a pitch up. You're trying to force the pitcher to get the ball up. Sometimes you end up chasing up as well.
Garner's been with the program for 4 years. He is the team leader. And he takes one outside. Not a shock. It's early. We're in the third, and the arms are starting to get loose in the bullpen for UCLA. He has certain guys that he uses in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, but everyone else is on call.
It's another pitch he chases right there, up and in.
And it's just not him. I mean, he literally has become the most disciplined hitter on the team.
But you look around. Again, their home field, 700 to 800 seats capacity. Yes, they played in Ole Miss to get here. Yes, they played in Duke. But this is Omaha. It's just a little bit different.
Led the MVC in walks this year. He's way more disciplined than he once was. On a 2-2 from Barnett.
Well, if Barnett holds true, you know what pitch is coming right here. He has been laying on that changeup in 3-2 counts when he's behind the count. It almost feels like to me, Eddie, that sometimes he throws ball one on purpose with a fastball to show it to you, and then he wants to get you out with that changeup. See if he throws that changeup here, 3-2.
Last time he did, he chased. This time he pops it up, shallow left. Chalowski going out, West coming in. Chalowski wants it, and West says, no, sir, let me take it. And everybody goes back, and that was West's ball.
And you see a lot of issues sometimes on pop-ups like that with the shortstop and the left field coming in. Left fielder West, who has a lot of speed playing deep. Chalowski, all he can do is call you off with his hands. He's not supposed to say anything. But West, you see him calling him off verbally. Works beautifully right there, and Chalowski gets out of the way.
That's how it's supposed to work right there. Infielder, pursue the ball, call the ball, but when you hear the outfielder call it, he has priority. Get out of the way, and they executed that perfectly.
Tom Decker needs a clutch hit here for Murray State. Swings and rolls one to first. It's going to be a foul ball.
And that 3-2 pitch was a changeup, and you got a pop-up on it.
Decker is the son of a famous high school coach in Indiana. Got a real good feel. In fact, not only is Decker, but so is Connor Cunningham, son of coaches who have done terrific things at the high school level. So he knows what he's got to do here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. And this one is up in the air. West right there, doesn't have to move at all. And they will strand 2. We'll talk with the longtime coach of the UCLA Bruins, John Savage. His team up 2-0. We head bottom 3, and we'll hear from him when we come back.
Welcome back to Omaha. In the bottom of the third, UCLA's up 2-0. I'm with head coach John Savage. Hey, how much longer are you going to run out Michael Barnett?
Who's asking?
Me.
Okay, well, as long as he gets outs. I mean, he's thrown up 3 zeros, so I don't know if they've been the prettiest zeros, but they're zeros. At this level, zeros are zeros.
He's here for the first time. What have you seen from him so far?
He's just been sped up a little bit, you know, just kind of rushing his pitches. His changeup is not quite what it normally is. His sweeper's been pretty good, and his fastball command's been okay, but he's pitched out some problems, and that's what good pitchers do.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Danny, intrepid reporter, 60 Minutes on the phone, looking for Danny Wexelman's number.
Did she think it was Big Ben asking?
Hard questions to Savage. Well, the amazing part, and you brought it up, Ben, too, is the record of Barnett, right? 12-1 on the season.
Pitching on the right days, man. I mean, to win a lot of games in the collegiate level, and of course at the big league level, you got to pitch on the right days. And what I mean by that, you got to pitch when the offense scores runs.
But it's pitching to the score as well. He knows when he has to make the pitch, when to compete.
Off speed, Martin up the middle, fielded cleanly. Cunningham up and got him. Nice job, Connor Cunningham at short. He smothered it and got up and had time to get Roman Martin.
And he got really low to be able to get this. And now during day games, the sun beats down on the dirt. Great job by the field crew as well. But you get down low. The closer your eyes are to the ball, to the glove, less mistakes you'll make.
Get your nose behind the ball, right? Get down there eye level and see it and get behind it.
Next up is A.J. Salgado. That was close, ball 1. Bruins are slugging .473 this season, which is second all-time for a team in a super regional. The 99 Bruins slugged .477. Popped up. This one is heading towards the seats. They'll give it a look, but they don't need to. It is about 5 rows deep. See what they have done, the middle of that order. So that's Martin, Salgado, Brennan, and Maltz, and they are first in batting average and top 4 in the other important offensive categories. 2 and 1, and another one to the seats on an 87-degree day here in Omaha. Very typical of weather here in the Midwest this time of year. It's hot. There's always a threat of those thunderstorms that pop up late in the day, and you gotta be wearing towels, etc., to stay cool. That one missed outside.
Tell you this though, Salgado, who recorded double digits in home run and stolen bases this year, first time since 2012. The center fielder's playing very shallow.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's Hogard out there. 3-2. Fouled off to stay alive.
And unlike the beginning of this game where the flag and the wind was blowing straight in, it's died down a little.
Full count with 2 down. Another one from the righty to the lefty, Salgado, and he does not get the benefit of the call. Shuddy was starting to walk towards his dugout and just off inside for a walk.
That was close to the pitch that struck him out the first time looking.
I'm telling you, it is a small strike zone today, and it's not benefiting either one of these hitters.
Well, we know he's not calling the ball down. Now you start not calling the east and west side of it as well.
Not benefiting the pitchers, Benny.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Well, here's Brennan. You're playing with fire when you're dealing with this guy, at least in the postseason. He's a 300 hitter, but he has crushed it in the postseason to the tune of a 545 average. He did strike out in the first. Shuddy denied his first 1-2-3 inning. He's had a lot of traffic, giving up a run in each of the first 2. Brennan's going to get one to bleed into left and get down. Heading around second, Salgado. He'll get to third standing up. And a good piece of hitting by the red-hot Peyton Brennan. And we'll see if that call, which was ball 4 versus strike 3, looms large as Salgado is down to third.
Missed your spot, was supposed to be away, went glove side, and you have to love the base running with 2 outs of A.J. Salgado going first to third.
So Blake Balls has come up with the bases loaded in the first, and now he comes up with 2 on. That looked like a strike 2. This is a tight zone, as you've said a couple of times. And for Shuddy, his pitch count up to 55. Give a quick glance over his shoulder. He checks the number of pitches that he's thrown, and this is probably a smart move. Right, Ben, I mean, at some point, there is going to be an effect on the pitchers as to things that you can't control, which look like strikes that aren't being called strikes.
Easy to get frustrated.
Yeah.
Very easy. Because, I mean, as pitchers, that's what we're taught. Live on the corners if you can. Especially we got control and command guys on the bump today. You know, and they're used to maybe. And typically, look, the college strike zone has always been a shade bigger than the professional strike zone. That's the way it's always been. And it's because of the offense. I mean, there's been a lot of offense created in the game the last 4 or 5 years. And normally a ball off the outside edge, on the inside edge, you typically get those calls. But not so much the last couple of years. I feel like umpires have kind of shrunk the zone a little bit.
Well, a lot of former professional umpires, right, that are now in the college game, and we're seeing more introduced to this game. And I think the zone has become a lot tighter because of their training.
Used to be that buffer zone around, you know, just about a couple of balls or a couple inches off the outside edge. You used to be able to get that call pretty regular, especially if the catcher sits there and you just peg it. Typically, you used to get that call. Not so much anymore.
Steve Atkins walked out there with a count 2-0 to Blake Balls. He swings, sends this one to left. Coming in and now going back is Talkin. He did not get it good, but he makes an unbelievable catch.
Wow, huh?
Did he get fortunate? He came in and a rapid about face, and he stuck up the leather.
Well, I tell you what, this ball fooled Dan Talkin out in left field right here. His first step was kind of in, and he had to retreat, and all he had, he reaches out and somehow reels that ball in to get Murray State off the field.
Here he is, the backside of number 37, Dan Talkin, who's been doing some talking. Like, you guys were worried about that? I had that thing the whole time.
Answer is yes.
I had that in my back pocket the entire time.
I don't know what you folks are talking about. That thing was a can of corn for me.
And just think about how big that play was to keep the score now just 2 runs.
Yeah, you go down 4-0 right there to this UCLA bullpen.
Yep.
You're in trouble.
So we're in the 4th. It is 2-zip. Luke Nastoni will foul one off.
Hey, Big Ben, how do you spell Josh?
J-O-S-H.
You spell it with a J. It's exactly what he did right there. The rapid. What he did not do was panic. He stayed underneath the baseball, just reached out and did not try to jump. A big mistake from outfielders is jumping on any ball hit over your head. You have to stay underneath it, and he did.
Oh, that's in.
That's 1 ball, 1 strike. That is such a good catch. In the end, he stuck that arm on. Well, I'm with you, Ben. I thought no chance, and I'm thinking 4-zip.
When he started running sideways, I said, uh-oh, that's 2 runs fixing to come in there.
This one is hit to right. It's going to stay in, and Salgado is coming in to make the play. Stoney retired, and there's 1 down. So the Detroit Tigers have been the best story, success-wise, in Major League Baseball this year. And, of course, Matt Vierling was out for much of it. A.J. Hinch has got his team rolling along. This is his cousin, Will Vierling. Struck out his first time up. That off-speed pitch, he's fooled again. Vierling, the catcher. I think he's called like, second baseman. Again, they haven't outlawed the shift in college baseball, but he is 20 feet into right field as a second baseman. So a slow roller to second, even with a catcher Vierling running, you've got a pretty good chance to end up on first. That's not slow enough. And call charges, and the transfer shortstop, converted second baseman, makes the play.
Boy, Michael Barnett. We talked about his changeup, folks, being the best pitch that he has, and I tell you what, he has used it beautifully so far today. There's another one, not exactly where he wanted it, but again, it's the difference in speed between the fastball and the changeup. There's a good one there. Circle change, going to have a little bit of left to right in it, and when he's got himself in a bind, there is no doubt he goes to his best pitch, and that's been that changeup. And for me, look, for Murray State, when you get a chance and you get to count in your favor a little bit, I'd almost start to sit on a changeup.
How hard is that, Eddie, as a hitter, to sit on a changeup?
If you know it's coming and the probabilities are high, it's not that hard at all. You have to trust what you see. I remember we had a Wednesday night game in Atlanta, and we had the privilege of having the late Henry Aaron, in the booth. And he said, look, I was a guest hitter. But I was a very educated guest hitter. I knew I watched the game.
Yep.
You have to watch the game. That's why when you said 3-2, what's coming now? It's a changeup. Go with the probabilities.
1-1 to Talkin, who just made that great catch, and now it's 2 balls and a strike.
And it almost feels like Barnett, I keep saying this, throws a fastball just to kind of show you a little bit off, and then he wants to get you out with that changeup. Here's a 2-1 count right here. We'll see if he leans back on that changeup.
He's smart enough, and there's a reason why he has a 12-1 record. It's because he pitches to the score. 2 outs. How do I keep my pitch count down? It's at 64 right now. Well, right there, if you hit a home run, it's 2-1. I can still pitch with a lead, knowing that he's got an excellent bullpen to back him up.
Talkin's done that 11 times. He reaches out, sends one to shallow center field, and Brennan came in. It hung up in the air. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. Now we'll get a chance to introduce everybody to the head man at Murray State. We'll talk with Dan Skirka. Big smile on his face because of where they are right now.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-0 UCLA. I'm with Murray State head coach Dan Skirka. The catch and left by Dan Talkman. What did you see?
Oh, just a great play. You know, that guy barreled that ball. Dan had a good beat on it, made a really nice play, saved a run.
What do you hear from your guys when they come in from the plate?
Just enough to get up. You know, a little bit funky. He's got some crossfire action. That's on it, but they've made some in the infield.
Are you looking for any adjustments?
No, well, I think we're going to keep grinding out at bats. I think they're amped up and early on, but we'll keep working.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Danny, thank you. We apologize for some of that technical difficulties. There's been no difficulties for Skirka getting this team here and putting his stamp on the Murray State baseball program. He's 40 years old. He grew up in Coldwater, Michigan, which has got a population of about 14,000. He was a college ball player about 90 minutes away. He played Division II Grand Valley State. The first pitch misses. Before he took over at Murray State, he had been an assistant there from 2009 to 14. And then when the head coach got let go, he got let go as well. And then they brought him back. And you can see his goal is to necessarily recruit men as it is players, because he believes he can turn good men, guys that have the basic skills, the athleticism, into really good players and good people to stick with who they are and increase their ability to relate to one another. He challenged them. He has them all do presentations in the fall about their lives outside of baseball in an effort to get to know each other, be vulnerable, be authentic. And he's the guy who's responsible for it because he leads those speeches off.
Yeah, it's so important because your most valuable asset as a parent is obviously your kids. And when you send your kid off to school, you want to send it to a program like Coach Skirka. It's going to be a guy that's going to grow your kid, right? He's going to grow them as a player. You're going to improve, but he's going to turn them into young men too. And to me, that's the most important thing. When I was lucky enough to send my kid off to college and have that experience, and went and played for Jeff Willis at LSUE down there, and he left for 3 years and came back a grown man, and that's what you hope you see.
His son is rarely ever seen during a game because he's usually running around finding somebody to play catch with, but certainly became wildly popular after that game. And it's a family affair for them. His wife, very supportive, although not nearly seeking the cameras like the son does. This is a blooper into no man's land. That's going to get down. That's going to be a hit for Phoenix Call. As Mercer and Decker both converged on it, and it found the grass. So a one-out single for Phoenix.
Yeah, right into no man's land. Good, well-executed pitch. But right here, you go after it until you're called off, and Decker wasn't able to get to it. Neither was Mercer and Wright.
Leadoff hitter West. Strike one. Call's only got 2 steals as West gets ready, and that one is high. Dan said his son Keegan has enjoyed all the free things. I mean, that's one thing that is a common thread amongst everybody, but Keegan at 9 years old has picked up on it too, and he's not afraid to take advantage of some of the perks that come with Dad getting his team to the College World Series.
A little extra swag for him every now and then. Why not?
For a Bruin team that's a power program, they haven't been here since 2013. Here we are in 25. And for Murray State, the first trip ever, they realize how fortunate they are to be here, how hard it is to get here. How to play.
And the last time they were here, they were pretty good.
They were very good.
Won the national title back in 2013.
One of 4 teams that can claim to have done that are back here in Omaha.
LSU and Arkansas tonight, huh? I tell you what, I went out for a little walk/jog at 6:30 this morning, and the folks were already lining up at 6:30 in the morning to park.
And West, that's going to get down into center. And the turn is being made by Call. He's heading to third. Here's the throw, not in time. Phoenix Call and his athleticism took one look. And if Hogard perhaps had come up throwing, you would have had a play at third, but he read it right, and he is now at the corner.
Circle those plays. Those are difference maker plays right there. You are your own coach. When you're taking that lead at first base, you're thinking, okay, how can I get to third base? And right here, he coaches him up. As soon as he sees and he hesitates, he's like, okay, I'm good. I can get this. It's arm against legs. Gets the third, 90 feet from scoring a third run for UCLA.
I mean, he ran right in the face of the center fielder, Jonathan Hogard. Right in his face, too.
Here is Chalowski. He lays one down, coming in from third. The run is going to score. Chalowski is out, and that's a safety that worked out well as Call comes home, and they add another run.
Check the box. He has the list in his dorm room. Check the box of I can bunt and I can do a safety squeeze without any issue. Speed at first, really good speed at third as well. Uses the legs. We know about the power. We know about the defense. Now we also know that he plays winning baseball by adding a third run to their lead.
It's called HWA, How to Win Awareness. And that kid right there knows how to win a ball game.
That one hit Levi Lavu, so he's going to go to first base on a slider that came in too far, so a hit batter. And to your point, Eduardo and Ben, let's not forget, you can circle Phoenix Call taking that base, getting to third, allowed Chalowski to be in that situation to bunt him in.
Watch that pitch up in the zone. That bat head never comes down. He looks at third. He's yes. Phoenix Call's going to score. He knows he's done his job, and then there's still elite speed.
And that's
at second.
That's a dude that came in with 23 homers and 73 RBIs. And what does he do? Put down a safety squeeze.
Martin sends one up the middle. This is going to be good for another run as West comes in to third base and then trailing to second. And safe at second base. That may be one they want to look at, but Martin hustled in. A good throw from Garner to Decker. And it's second and third if everything holds.
How about the base running right now in the execution of UCLA in this inning? Taking that extra base, speeding up the game against Murray State. Base hit. There's a lot of teams and a lot of players that'll just take 90. They won't take the 180. And UCLA, again, taking that extra bag and forcing Hogard to make a throw. I thought Hogard should have thrown that ball to second and just concede the runner getting to third base.
Well, what happens when you miss the cutoff guy, the guy around in first base, he sees you're going to miss the cutoff guy. The throw was high, and so he took an extra 90, got in scoring position himself. If that ball is lower and you hit the cutoff guy, not able to take an extra.
Salgado sends this one to right. It gets down. It'll go all the way to the wall. Lavu is in. Martin's going to score and a double, and the Bruin bats have exploded here. It's 6-0.
With 2 outs. UCLA continuing to find barrel. Third time around the order, they are just not missing. AJ Salgado got him.
Hadn't been a whole lot of hard hit balls. Been some bloopers that fall in, but this one right here was touched right there. I mean, right on the barrel. Looked like a changeup that kind of hung up in the heart of the plate. And boy, did he quickly turn that one. A bullet to right field. 2 more across. Now a 6-0 lead for UCLA.
A.J. Salgado celebrates his double. That's his 19th of the year. And Salgado picks up RBIs 53 and 54. As the Bruin bats get more comfortable here, as they have now seen Nick Schutte for the 3rd time. They've all jumped on the first pitch, the last 4 hitters. And Brennan tried to do the same thing.
And look, the Bruins have had a good offense all year long. They've averaged a little over 8 runs per game. But in the NCAA tournament, they have picked it up a notch or 2. 10 runs per game in their 5 regional games leading into this one.
Yeah, both of these teams have had high-scoring offenses. You mentioned 10 runs per game. Murray State 8.8, but so far just silenced with 2 hits. Brennan took that foul ball, and he's feeling it right now at the plate. Maybe Brennan was bunting for a hit there with 2 outs.
Yeah, I was really surprised. 0-1 count. You're up 6. Third baseman was playing even with the bag. Didn't look like he was trying to
hook it and take it with him.
Right.
He's also killing it. Hitting .545 here in this postseason.
That did not hit you. Get back in the box.
Oh, he's taking off his shin and everything. His shin guard. He's saying yes.
Casey Moser, fairly determined to say, no, that did not touch you.
Oh, if it did.
Can't tell
not
there.
From that angle.
Challenge and hits by pitch. This play is under further review.
Here we go.
Oh,
yes. It did get him.
Oh, yes.
It got him right on the top. Sure did.
Got him on the big toe.
Poor Casey was pretty adamant in his description. That didn't hit you. You get back here in this box.
Look at, he's still trying to keep him at home plate. It's like, where are you going? It's like, come on, man, the ball hit me.
Gregory Street, designated microphone wearer. He was wearing it yesterday, and he'll put his hand up to let us know he's got the call.
Ball. He's ordered first base. UCLA will retain their 2 challenges.
Now, does he owe him an apology?
Absolutely.
Second hit batter of the inning. We saw this in yesterday's game. It's really hard to hit batters 2 in the inning. We saw 3 in an inning yesterday and survive it. Arizona got hit by Coastal Carolina, and right now Nick Schutte's getting hurt by UCLA. Looks like Dylan Zenko is anxiously awaiting the call to come on this game.
Thing is, it holds true at the professional level and at the collegiate level. The more you see a pitcher, this time the 3rd time around, we've seen UCLA be able to capitalize not only on him, but also on the outfield arms, and they're staying with him.
Yeah, that felt like more of a conversation and a convincing by Schutte, because Zenko literally was standing at the door ready to come in, and now he's retreated back into the bullpen and right. So Blake Balls has come up again. We mentioned it. First time bases loaded. Second time 2 men on. He's left 5 men on, and here he is with 2 more men on. Another opportunity and a chance to blow it wide open. But he lands the first one for a strike. Bruins on the verge of activating a bullpen with an off day as well. And Ball's behind 0-2. Double elimination format, 2 brackets. You win your bracket, you end up in the Men's College World Series final, which is the best 2 out of 3. Starts on the 21st. So a whole bunch of baseball to be played. He got him. He convinced his coach I need to stay in, and Shuddy went shut piece on Blake Balls. But the Bruins explode after having a whole bunch of traffic. They finally relieved the cars. The runs come in. They get 4 and lead at 6-0. Back here at Omaha, we talked about it. Double elimination format, 2 brackets loaded on the bottom of bracket 2, and that's the game tonight. LSU and Arkansas. You'll see high-level pitching. You'll see terrific offense, great defense. Everyone knows about the SEC. Last year, all SEC, ACC World Series. This year, just those 2 out of that conference, and of course, Louisville from the ACC.
Dave Van Horn making his 10th appearance here in Omaha, 8th with the Razorbacks, looking for his first national title. And LSU, only thing they have done, folks, in the last 40 years, making their 20th appearance here in Omaha.
Yep. Jay Johnson, of course, was at Arizona, team that is here and now leading LSU after their last World Series appearance. Arizona, Jay took the job with the Tigers. And one thing that's been out there, I think USA Today had a column on it, the pays of the coaching staffs and the head coaches for the 8 teams here. As this one is to right, going to hang up, and that's going to be 1 out. Salgado was there to make the play. And the disparity between the tops, you're talking $3 million. Some of the higher paid coaches aren't even here. And Dan Skirk is pulling in $90K or so.
I have a feeling that might go up a little bit.
It should go up a little bit. Feels like Dave Van Horn's another guy that could be in line for a raise, given how many times they've been here.
Well, Tony Vitello kind of set the standard where he is right now. O'Connor just went from Virginia to over to Mississippi State.
This one is hooked. That's going to go foul. A&M, big paying job. Schlossnagel, of course, with Texas, big paying job. I just think the similarities between what Coastal did in 16 and perhaps what Murray State's on the verge of doing now in 2025, it'll be fascinating to see what direction that program goes. Clearly, the name recognition is higher. They've gotten, according to their head coach, calls from guys from power conferences about the possibility of joining them. The administration's got to be on board now.
And I think this adds well and bodes well also for the Missouri Valley Conference as well. All the teams that are playing there, they have to also be getting calls as well. You get an opportunity to play. That's what a lot of these players do, especially with the draft being 20 rounds. It plays different.
Cunningham beats one into the ground and an easy play at first base for Lavu. With the World Series underway, the action will continue all week. The final series starts next Saturday. You want more information on all of it, go to the NCAA.com website. That's NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Another piece of all that, of course, going with a 34-man roster next year is what typically they're talking about going to. What does that mean? That means the big power schools, 6 less players on those rosters. Where are those players going to go? They're going to trickle down to the mid-majors, make the mid-majors even better.
And where are the mid-major players going?
They're going down to junior college ball.
Hogart does it again. Boy, he is a weapon. First pitch, he's swinging. And he now has his second hit of the game, second on a first pitch.
I like that. I mean, if your approach when you step in the box is a certain pitch in a certain zone and you get it, why not get your A swing off? Sometimes the first pitch is the very best pitch to hit, and this ball just kind of sitting right in the heart of the plate. Hogart just kind of goes around. He circles this ball, goes around in circles, hits a bullet.
Yeah, all those points are very valid and why it could filter down to the mid-majors. The portal has basically become a source of frustration for players who aren't playing. Certainly college basketball, I thought I was going to get a lot more playing time. I'm not. I'm going in the portal because I want to go play. And that is a trickle-down effect to these mid-majors. And that wouldn't be a place Murray State would be swimming, but that pool's now open to them.
Absolutely. It gives them a lot more options to pick up some quality players.
Well, Savage is out. They got like 9 guys seemingly warming up in that Bruin bullpen out there. And we will take a timeout. Looks like they're working on Michael Barnett. I don't think they're going to take him out of the game. Looks like, but look at the line. You talk about traffic, Ben. Look at that Bruin bullpen. They get like guys backed up.
Looks like a workout room down there.
Yeah, and as a coach, especially an old school coach, Ben, Savage is aware he would get you through 5 innings. That's a magic number, Quality start, no runs, 3 hits, 5 innings. That's really my goal here.
Yeah, and look, with a 6-0 lead, too, maybe a little bit longer leash for Barnett. If it was probably a 2-0 game or a 3-0, he's probably already in the bullpen. That bullpen, look how good it has been lately. 0 for 29, that bullpen, facing hitters here recently.
The other part you circle is that pitch count. I mean, only 73 pitches have been thrown by Barnett. A lot better. That first inning, he had a couple of walks, and he's really settled in. He has not issued a walk since the second inning. Hogart is leading with 7 steals, but in a 6-0 game with 2 outs, he stays put. Just imagine Mercer in that cubicle. All of his friends knew that on draft day 2 and 3, he's likely going to get a call, and he got a call. And then he said no to the Royals, as Danny brought up. You guys ever consider another career other than baseball when you were that age?
Thing is, not getting drafted and then having a call from the Royals. You want to go or not? The reality sometimes sets in for the players and the expectations and knowing exactly where they stand. That was a very mature decision.
Yeah, and it's a tough decision to make. Do you really have a chance, right? Do I really have a chance, or do I want to get on with my life? And there's nothing wrong with getting on with your life. Right? There's a lot of guys that could go play minor league ball. Maybe you never get out of A ball, but you get the experience if that's what you want. Other guys, a little bit more mature, they say, hey, my odds of making it to the big leagues probably aren't great. I'm not going to spend 2 or 3 years riding buses, playing in front of 600 people. I want to get on and get a job and start working, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That may be the last batter after a walk is issued. He's clearly dealing with something out there on the mound. Oftentimes it's a blister, but Savage is coming out. He gave Barnett a chance to hang in there. He walks Mercer. And we will likely see the bullpen come on in, and we'll put to the test the no hits in the last 29 at-bats. For UCLA, you hope this is not anything that could linger, because as you go on here, you're going to need your starting pitchers back in play. Yeah, he is going to make the move to the bullpen.
They're trying to figure out who it is. One of 7 standing down there.
So the move has been made. The call, Wyland Moss. He comes in to pick it up with 2 on in the 5th. San Francisco beat the Dodgers 6-2 last night. They handed Yamamoto the loss. San Francisco and LA wake up today tied for first in the National League West. What an opportune time to take the Sunday Night Baseball crew there. We'll be there for the series finale between the two, 7 Eastern time on ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio as well. Coverage begins special time, baseball fans, 5 Eastern time with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown.
You got the PJ ready?
No, I don't. We don't have a PJ.
Okay.
I have my PJs ready, but I don't have a PJ ready. There's no private jet. Danny introduced us to that. Let's go down to Danny.
Yeah, you guys were wondering why Barnett is out. John Savage just told me it's leg cramps.
Okay. You can tell there was something going on out there. And again, temperature moving up towards 90. It's 88 degrees. So the Bruins will turn their focus to the bullpen. A freshman is Wyland Moss. Ben, when you talked with Savage this morning, and we all did, he identified 2 guys as the future.
Yes, what he called them.
And one of them was this guy.
And this is one of them. You're right. Wyland Moss, 2.47 ERA, making 17 appearances on the year. 9 of those have been starts. 47-30. He struck out 49 opponents, only hitting .236 off the right-hander Moss.
So we're set for the big righty to deliver a pitch to Garner. And he goes right away off speed, 79 mile an hour changeup.
How about that? First pitch in the College World Series, you start off with the changeup for a strike. Makes you wonder right now as a hitter, what does the fastball look like?
We'll find out. Could be upwards of mid to upper 90s if he's letting loose on the 0-1. And that one is into right field, and it gets down. Hogarth to third, throw coming in. We have a play, and he is safe. He went right around the catcher, Duggar.
Great piece of hitting and a very gutsy call to be able to send in Hogarth from third base down 6. You want to believe. This is a team in Murray State that can believe. Their largest comeback was of 7 runs. Now they're down 5 with 2 outs. Pitch right down the middle. Delivering it to right field, and a good arm by Salgado in right field. Hogarth scores. Gutsy call.
Yeah, Duggar had to go up the line to get it, try to prevent the short hop, and in doing so, he opened up the lane for Hogarth to score. So they are on the board. It's now 6-1, and that streak of not giving up a hit or a run is gone for that UCLA bullpen. An RBI for Carson Garner. The run will be charged to Barnett. And Decker sends this one to left. Coming in is West. Oh, what a catch! Dean West in left field dives and prevents big runs from scoring.
Boy, go get it, young man, huh? Left-handed bat, this ball slicing away from left fielder West, and watch this. He is tracking it the whole time and lays out and picks it right up off the grass to get UCLA off the field. Murray State picks up 1, but down 5.
Now let's do a little comparison. Murray State, UCLA. So the town has 18,000 people. UCLA has 33,000 undergrads. The field seats 700. Jackie Robinson over 1,800. Their first College World Series appearance. They won the thing in 2013. They've been here 6 times. Hey, there he is. Woody Kirk Reeder, 29 Major League Baseball draft picks. The next one for UCLA will be their 300th. So on those numbers, not a fair fight. But Murray State, I think those numbers are going to go up considerably in the next couple of years. Back here with Eduardo Perez and Ben McDonald, Danny Wexelman. Sean Jackson's our producer, Jeff Evers our director, and we have a very, very talented and wonderful group behind us. On the ground, in the hole, do it, Cholowski. No, he couldn't come up with it as he dove, and on that transfer, it came out of his glove.
Yeah, that'll be scored a hit. There was no chance whatsoever to be able to get the runner down the line, but Chalowski just again showing the athleticism. He's checking it out on the scoreboard as well.
Oh, he was going to try.
Oh, I wanted to see the arm. I was hoping he would come up and just throw a dart. He was going to give it a run.
Former quarterback in high school who had a chance to go to Notre Dame to play quarterback. I mean, this is the type of athlete we're talking about with Chalowski.
6'2", 200 pounds. And he can move at the shortstop position.
One of his idols playing football was Steve Young, liked to run around, throw the ball, but he's a lefty. Chalowski, of course, is a righty. They're going to make a pitching change. We can remind everybody that this World Series continues, and we will have our championship starting on the 21st of June. With that pitching change, we will take a timeout. This is the Bruins' strength. We're going to see a bunch of them as we continue. I've been getting ready for this. I mean, every year you go to either one of these schools and you got to be prepared. Do it one more time. To get a chance to play for a College World Series championship, and both are back. That's the game tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, under the lights in Omaha. Eduardo is gone to check tickets, but first Vierling sends one into right field, and the carousel will continue. They go first and third as Mistoni goes to third, and Ian May is greeted with a first pitch single.
You look at the bench of Murray State, and it doesn't look like they're letting up at all. They're down 5. But they know how prolific their offense can be.
And I'm telling you what, they ain't no quit. No quit in this team.
In their eyes, they got to the bullpen. They have an advantage. In UCLA's eyes, that's their strength. You know what? Don't tell Murray State that.
There are the numbers for the junior out of Laguna Niguel, California. He graduated from Dana Hills High.
Something to keep an eye on with Ian May. He's allowed 15 home runs and only 68 1/3. And it feels like that's what Murray State's going to need is a big ball.
76 RBI at the plate. Talkin sends this one to center. Not deep. Winn's got it. Watch out. Watch out. They nearly got into each other, but Brennan cuts in front of West. The run will come in for the second of the game on that sac fly from Dan Talkin. He picks up his 77th run batted in.
And the message in that dugout right there is just keep pecking away. Keep pecking away until we can break through with a crooked number. Good execution right there. Don't try to do too much. Get the ball in the air, stay up the middle, and drive one in.
Ian May, fastball is going to average about 87, slider and curveball to go with it, and he'll throw a pretty good changeup as well. That slider's probably his best pitch. Opponents only hitting 143 on May's slider.
Wheeling only has one steal, doesn't have a big lead. Hard against the lefty as Bermeo squared, pulled back, and it's called strike one. May's Cal transfer. He was a preseason all Pac-12 team in 2024. Well, the Racers not quitting is a reflection of their head coach and the culture that he's established there. You get another one or two, and it's a whole different ball game as that one bends inside for a ball. And if nothing else, too, in a tournament, it exposes the other teams to seeing UCLA's arms in the bullpen. Threw that one a little harder, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Careful here.
Yeah, slow one to third base. Martin goes to second. Call to first. No, and it gets by, and he's got to get back to first as he made the turn, and he will. Levu got enough of the glove on that throw from Call to keep it close enough that Bermeo couldn't get into scoring position.
I'll tell you this, one of the big mistakes against the lefties is trying to get too big, right? When they throw and they have the ability of making a pitch 3-1 in, you have to think, I have to stay short. Right there got jammed. Couldn't take advantage of that hitter's count.
The 9-hole hitter is Connor Cunningham.
He got a short lead, I think now. He's going to have even a shorter lead. He's caught leaning.
They ever boo you for throwing over to first, Ben?
Sure.
Did it impact you in any way?
No. I would almost throw over again just to hear him scream a little bit more.
That's a good breaking pitch in there for a strike. Never quite understood the booing on the throw over. Especially when it's been 2. But it seems like that's automatic now. The crafty lefty throws another breaking pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, and this is his sweet spot too for me. Lefty's only hitting 157 off of him. Righty's about 100 points better.
Bruin pitching has kept this team to just 2 runs and 6 hits. It's an offense for Murray State that has set 8 records on offense this season. Speaks to the magic that this season has been. They've set records for at-bats, runs, doubles, triples, RBIs, wins, games. On a 9-2 postseason run. Cunningham didn't exactly get out of the way of it. We go full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the last 3 pitches, Cunningham has stayed in there nicely, falling behind 0-2.
It's a big one here, Ben. You got Hogard, who's got a couple of hits, will jump on a first pitch in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, runner going to be off and moving here.
He got him. Used that nasty breaking pitch at 76, and he gets Connor Cunningham to strike out. That guy is soon to be a rock star. Rock Chalowski, the Big Ten Player of the Year, will be coming up when we come back to Omaha.
I got to see Paul Skeens throw here. I'm a big fan of his just because of that. That was my first time getting to see him throw in person. Seeing him come off the field and getting a standing ovation, how into it the fans were, even if they weren't LSU fans, but then just getting the opportunity to come out here. Just as a fan, really experience what Omaha is. He's a big reason why I moved.
Yeah, he's not alone in that. There's a lot of folks that have been impacted by seeing Paul Skeens do things on the college baseball field. There's certainly now the Major League Baseball field. And Chalowski was here as a kid to watch him. He's still a kid. That's sometimes lost. You take a look at what he did in the Big Ten as a sophomore this year. He's got a very impactful, loud voice on his own team. They don't necessarily have a captain, but he's kind of a quasi-captain. And according to John Savage, Danny, he has the brightest future as any player we've ever had. Think about the UCLA lineage. He's got the brightest future of any player we've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who can be a once-in-a-generation type player. John Savage said he could be a face of an organization. And I think the story that stands out the most about him is in the fall when this team couldn't play at Jackie Robinson Stadium. They got kicked out, guys, on the first day of school. They got to the park, and Rock told me it was a dagger to see them pulling cords out and being kicked out. They went on the road, and that night they had a bonfire. The whole team, Rock told me, they got together and said, guys, we have to have each other's backs. We have to stick together if we want to make it through this season. And then they went on the road all fall, and they went to high schools and had to practice away from Jackie Robinson Stadium. And that moment kind of elevated Rock as a true leader of this team and really speaks to his character, Carl.
Another great story. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-star quarterback we talked about had an offer from Notre Dame. He also played defensive back, so the hand-eye coordination, all of it is there for this kid. 2-0, beats one into the ground. You got to charge that. He's not going to run very hard down that line as he saw that terrific play by Cunningham earlier. He's thrown out. There's Montica, a massive, obviously, massive supporter, though, of what Rock has done so far in his young life.
It is such a commitment from parents. And it takes a village, you know, because there's so much going on. Travel ball, getting up every weekend, going to play, high school ball, picking up from practice, dropping off at practice, spending your weekends at a ballpark. It is a commitment from everyone for a lot of these players to get where they are today.
And the lefty picks up the strike. That was Chalosky stopping to tell Roman Martin, you got a new pitcher in there. What have you saw? What did you see in those couple of pitches? Levi looks at one down.
There's Dylan Zinko making his 23rd appearance of the year. 4-1, 21 appearances so far, all out of the bullpen, 49 and 30. He can strike you out, 53 of those, 19 walks. That's a good ratio.
Remember, the Racers in the Super had that play to end the game in which they then dogpiled. They had the double play. They all dogpiled, and then they went to a review and said, no, that wasn't a double play.
I was sitting there watching that going, oh my gosh, they got to go back on the field and get an out.
This ball lifted high and deep to right field, and this one is staying in the yard. Caught on the track. Lavue's bid denied by the wind and the ballpark.
He
as soon
touched that
he
one.
hit it, I thought it was gone. Yeah. And then you look at the flag here, and this is what Charles Schwab does to you.
Too much hang time on that one.
Too much hang time. Got to get that launch angle between 10 and 30.
Look at the exit velo. Exit velo 104 off the bat. That's supposed to leave the ballpark, you know. Anything considered at the big league level, 95 and harder is a hard hit ball. That one 104, and it just hung up in that wind.
And that's when you go back and say, I got that one. You go back and tell everybody, that's a homer in our ballpark.
But this ballpark, and we've said it before, it's pretty much from where the bullpen starts to the foul line. Everything that is hit to right center field to left center field, you really got to be a strong man. Maybe name Jack Caglione.
In a pitcher, too, that makes me want to be even more aggressive in the strike zone. Even more aggressive. Wind blowing in, big ballpark. Get up there and throw strike one. Be aggressive. If you got to stay away, stay away. Make them use the big part of the ballpark, or it's going to be hard to hit it out today.
Always interesting when you're doing what we do and you see the reaction of the pitcher. I mean, they know when a ball's been tagged. This one is smoked to center field, about face. Hogard, stop and catch.
There it is.
There it was. Couple of balls hit hard by Lavue and Roman Martin. Nothing comes across. Murray starting to chip here, down by 4. We go to the 7th. Welcome back, everyone, to the NCAA Men's College World Series. It's presented by Capital One. Danny Wexelman doing a terrific job down on the field as a reporter up here in the booth. Ben McDonald, Eduardo Perez, I'm Carl Ravitch. And Ben, there it is. You're going to be in card 11 after this game.
I'm going to go check it out.
Number 11 for you.
I'm going to go check it out. Wind's blowing good. Degree of difficulty, Eduardo, you'll be high.
You're going to need somebody else in there to balance that out a little bit.
Me and you.
I'll be up, but not on that. I'll be a little higher.
35,000 feet.
Exactly. The righty, Jack O'Connor, next up for the UCLA Bruins. When you think about the Bruins, they have 12 pitchers who have made at least 17 appearances. 12 different pitchers.
Yeah, these numbers are good, too. 3-0 record, a very good ERA. 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Only allowed 18 hits in those 25 innings of work.
All right, so they got 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. How important is it for Murray State to get another one as opposed to being denied here and then going to the 8th down at least 4?
I think it's really important, especially with the top of the order coming up right now. They're looking not just for one, but for a crooked number, and they've done that so many times throughout the season, especially in the NCAA tournament.
Now, Ben, you've been told, right? You've seen Hogarth. You know he swings at first pitches. Your mentality is what here on the first pitch from O'Connor?
If you trust your breaking ball right now, just spin a little breaking ball in there because he's probably not sitting first pitch breaking ball. If you want to get ahead, strike 1.
What about a well-located fastball, maybe on the outside corner as well?
That would work too. And look, you got a little bit of room to play with, right? You're up by 4 runs.
Yep.
So no need to be timid. Be aggressive in the strike zone. A little off-speed pitch, so he does take a little bit off.
Hogarth is 2 for 3. He has got singles in his last 2 plate appearances.
It's so important for a pitcher to know that every pitch that comes out of your hand doesn't mean the ball game. 1-0 ball game, it can mean the ball game. When you're up 4 runs, it just changes everything. Still high leverage moments, but you can afford a mistake or 2 every now and then when you're up.
He pulls another one, and that's the 3rd hit of the day from Jonathan Hogarth.
And if you ask him, he should have been on base 4 times already with that check swing in the first inning that was called a swing. Hogarth just showing a lot of patience at the plate. Even though he swung at the first 2 pitches in the at-bat in the 2nd and the 3rd, it's patience within the zone.
But you can tell why they started him off with an off-speed pitch, right? Because every fastball I've seen this kid, he is on time with just about every fastball. I mean, he just doesn't miss them.
Yeah, we talked about Hogarth this morning, guys, and he struggled his first year with this team with confidence, with strength. And Dan Skirka looked at us and said, I need him to be more aggressive. Actually, he's always looking for the perfect pitch. I want him to be more aggressive at the plate. He went and played in the NECBL during the summer, and that was the trick for him. He had a great fall, and they told us this morning, guys, he's the nicest human. He'd be friends with your grandma if he could, Carl.
He'd be friends with your grandma, and then he hangs with his boys. He's buddies with everybody except the opposing pitcher.
And the baseball.
He's tight with the baseball and his bat.
I have a feeling he's one of those nice guys off the field. When he steps across those white lines, he is all business.
Yeah, bounced in there, and he has to retreat. Nice job. Cash Duggar behind the plate. And they were effusive in their praise over what type of kid he is. And we had a chance to talk with him on Thursday, and he shared really more focused on this experience that he's having and these kids are having with him, the teammates. Mercer sends one into center, and that's going to get down.
I'm telling you, this offense is relentless. They were down 6. They keep pecking away. The more you keep getting those hits and keep the line moving, the more that bench and that team from Murray State's going to keep believing.
And look, they're right where they want to be, too. 1st and 2nd right now, nobody out, and Gardner stepping to the plate with 17 long balls, and that feels like what it's going to take for Mercer.
Well,
or Murray State, I should say.
Yeah, this crowd here in Omaha loves to get on the bandwagon of the underdog, and there's no bigger underdog Cinderella story than Murray State. So this crowd is starting to feel a little bit here, and they're going to get behind Murray State. And it would happen if it was Arkansas, Ellis, it doesn't matter, whoever is playing Murray State. Here is Carson Garner. 2 on, nobody out, down by 4. And ball 1. And they are chipping away at the strength of the Bruins, the bullpen. That one stays close enough. Another good job by Duggar on one that's bounced. But O'Connor, Ben, doesn't look like he's pitching with a lot of conviction right now.
And that's the risk that you have when you have a team that's their strength is the bullpen. They have to come in and they have to be on.
Yeah, it just takes one guy. If you're going to use 3 or 4 or 5 guys to finish a ball game, all it takes is for one guy to have a bad day, and you got a different ball game. This game all of a sudden feels a lot different all of a sudden.
They did it yesterday, late in the game. They are leading the field here at the College World Series with 17 runs scored in the 7th inning or later. And a little more urgency out there for Souza and Grotus.
Gardner right now cannot get too long. It's 2-0 count. Has to be looking for his pitch. 4 extra base hits already this postseason, looking for his 5th.
Wow. Took a little bit off for a 2-0 count, too. Not a big fastball, O'Connor. Going to average right about 87.
We haven't seen the power arms because to this point there hadn't been a lot of velocity from the Bruin arms. They got it out there, but not yet.
Well, this is the thing. He's thrown 25 innings this year, 17 strikeouts. It tells you that he is not a swing and miss pitcher. So he's trying to induce that soft contact.
And didn't appear in the last couple of years. This is the first year that he's been on the mound. Here's the crowd. It's not only the Murray State Racers. You look around, Charles Schwab, and a lot of folks are starting to feel something. Gets the call. We go full 3-2.
Well, if you're Garner here, you got to sit and stay right up the middle with it. Because that's twice now O'Connor's thrown something other than the fastball and big-time fastball counts.
I'm sitting off speed.
Bruins hoping for a ground ball, turn another double play. Instead, this one is put in the air, left center field. Brennan going over, and he cuts in front of West to make the play. And there is one down.
This is what I was talking about earlier with Henry Aaron saying I was a guest hitter. That's when you have to be a guest hitter. You get a 2-0 breaking pitch. You get a 3-2 breaking pitch as well. What's coming?
Yeah. But are you willing to strike out looking with a fastball when you're sitting on a breaking ball? Are you willing to do that and go back to dugout?
100%, because I don't believe that he can throw that pitch for a strike.
Because if you sit breaking ball and he throws 90 down the middle, you're caught looking and going back to the dugout in the first and second no-out situation and didn't even get a swing off. And that's the danger with it.
Chance now is Dom Deckers. And a line drive to left. Nice play out there by West. He's twice hit it to left. And this one he pulls to right fairly deep, going back Salgado. He's still at the track to make the play. Hit well, but a nice defensive play by A.J. Salgado as Hogart tags and goes to third, but a big second out.
How about Decker's last 2 at-bats? The first one, it was West. The last at-bat was West diving in left field to make a heck of a play. And this one brings his hands beautifully in and pulls it. Just did not get enough air underneath it.
I remember years ago playing with Rafael Palomero. We were facing Chris Basio, and I was young in my career. And Rafi struck out 3 times looking on fastballs. Comes to the plate in the 8th inning. Basio still in the game. 1-run ball game. We're down 1. 2 runners on. Rafi gets a breaking ball, hits for a 3-run homer, and we win the ball game. And I go up to him after the game. I said, I got to know. And he said, Ben, he said, I knew at some point, he was talking about guest hitters, I knew at some point he was going to throw me a breaking ball, and I was willing to strike out 4 times looking in one game, but I finally got my pitch, had a 3-run homer, and won the ball game. I said, that's next level stuff right there.
That's thinking it through. Now this guy right here, Luke Mastoni, is coming up. We're going to have a pitching change. They're going to go to August Souza. Mastoni had a huge homer in the Supers. Can he do it again? The Men's College World Series rolling along here in Omaha, Nebraska. Action continues all week. Finals will start next Saturday. For more information, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Ben, do they sell Ben McDonald shirts in the store?
I don't know, but I like that one.
Looks like a cold case file to me.
It's from a long time ago. We didn't have the championship gold when I played. We only had 2 uniforms, a white one and a gray one. Now it seems like all these schools.
You know who did? We did. Sunday Golds.
Well, there is August Souza making his 29th appearance of the year, the senior. 28 appearances so far, 26 2/3, 27 strikeouts. See the ERA at 5.40. Be ready for the breaking ball. The slider is the most used pitch for him. He throws it about 53% of the time, and it's got a 41% swing and miss. D1 average on the slider, about 32% swing and miss.
Way outside to Mistoni, who is hitting .429 this postseason, 3 extra base hits. He's got a couple of homers and 11 RBIs. It just feels like they need to get at least 1 in this inning. When they started first and third, nobody out. Mistoni is much more of a line drive hitter. And there is a line drive, hit well to center, but it's going to hang up for Peyton Brennan. Now they hit it hard 3 times, a fly out to left, a fly out to right, and 1 to center. They got them all involved, but they got no runs. Big 4-run fourth's been the difference in this one. The Bruins played it 4. They had a 2-0 lead. It went to 6-0, and now 6-2. And that was a very big shutdown inning right there by the Bruins defense and their pitching. First and third, nobody out, and the Racers cannot score a run. So we stay 6-2. We go bottom 7. And A.J. Salgado, who made a nice play during that half, will lead things off. Double 2 RBIs for Salgado. That came in the 4th inning. That was the big inning for them. That's an empty feeling. What we just saw, Murray State hit that ball hard 3 times, and they put it up in the air, and that's not a formula for success at Charles Schwab Field.
No, and look, the difference in this ball game, runners in scoring position. Murray State 1 for 8. They've had some opportunities, couldn't come through. You look at UCLA, they're 4 for 9. So they've come up with the big hits, and Murray State has not been able to this point.
Twinkie, anybody? How about getting our buddy some salt down there? His starting pitcher is still cramping, and he's still sitting down there. Let's help our friend out.
Well, he needs an IV. That's what he needs.
Every time he tries to move, it just grabs at him.
Michael Barnett, he's wearing it. You can see the deep breath. This is not feeling good right now.
I got some electrolytes here.
See that Twinkie before they came back here?
Those were my electrolytes.
Yeah, I was going to say. Energy boost on a Twinkie and then the sugar crash. But Eduardo, huh? Oh, there you go. Now we're going to help him.
There we go.
There it is, Ed.
Bring him up here. Bring him up here.
Help him out.
There we go.
In and out of the glove and a quick tag. And we got a strikeout here in the 7th inning. UFL championship game tonight on ABC. ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes. It's the DC Defenders taking on the Michigan Panthers in St. Louis. Coverage will start at 8 o'clock Eastern time. The Panthers leading the UFL at over 24 points a game. This should be an offensive show because the Defenders lead the UFL in total yards. That's at 8 Eastern time. In between innings of Arkansas LSU. Give it a look. 6-2 for Brennan. And that one is popped up and out of play.
Well, it's up to Zinko now. He has to continue to stack some zeros to give his offense an opportunity. And all of a sudden, but UCLA's been retired. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 in a row for UCLA has gone down.
This ball is lifted again to center. That will send Hogarth back, and then he will put the brakes on shy of the track. That ball was hit really well by Peyton Brennan, who continues to make very good contact. But a fly ball out. And for those watching who are thinking about tonight too, weather should be fairly similar. It's going to be hard to get one out to center field. How about that shot we saw from Christian Moore, SEMO last year, that laser beam that did race over the wall in center field, but that was one of those, didn't have a huge launch angle. I mean,
that's a wind cheater right there.
2-iron.
Yeah, that was an impressive shot. I was sitting in the front row watching that one, and I was like, this kid will be a big leaguer.
He is now, called up by the Angels recently. And Balls beats that one into the ground. Fielded smoothly by Connor Cunningham, and a very good effort by Dylan Zetko. Racers due up 6, 7, and 8 after an 8-pitch inning by their arm guy. Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? We head to the 8th inning here, day game, and we are feeding grapes. We're staying hydrated. Temperature into the upper 80s, 89 degrees. And it is going to be loud and warm inside this building come 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock local. As Arkansas and LSU, two of the superpowers in college baseball, let alone the SEC, get set to do battle in their opener. Well, Verling fouls one off. Ben, you've seen the SEC a lot. You got any edge to either of those two teams? We know they got the arms. Their starters are studs. Arkansas has been considered probably the best, most talented team all year, but now you're here in Omaha.
On paper, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Arkansas came into Baton Rouge during the regular season. LSU did win 2 out of 3. But, yeah, I mean, if you look at Arkansas, I think they're the most complete team in the country. You look at batting average, run per game, ERA, all those things. LSU, on the other hand, can really pitch it. I mean, it's the best pitching staff since 2015. You got Cade Anderson on the mound tonight, second most strikeouts in baseball. And you talk about helium in the draft for Cade Anderson. This kid is a draftable sophomore this year. And projected when the season began to be a mid to late second rounder. Some projections have him 1-1 overall this year, too. He has really shot up the draft boards. You know, and Zach Root, I tell you what, he was up to, 98 the other day in the Super Regional. 2 left-handed arms, 2 of the best left-handed arms really in college baseball.
Awfully impressive. Root. You got the Eloy brothers. You're going to have electricity here.
I mean, both teams off the charts, top 10 in baseball and fielding percentages. 2 heavyweights going at it tonight. There's not much either one of those teams can't do.
3-1 to Vierling. 3-2.
And you're going to see some velo coming out of the pens, too. When the bullpen gets there, you talk about Arkansas, it's going to look like a big league game. I mean, it's going to be 95 plus by really all those guys that come in when you talk about the leverage relievers.
Well, the prices in the secondary market look like big league prices.
Like World Series prices. 3-2, trying to get that leadoff man on, and they will. So here they come again, knocking at the door.
You guys have been talking a lot about the shape of UCLA's bullpen and how they've come together. And when we talked to August Souza earlier this week, he said it's really just past the baton mentality. We know every guy who goes out there could actually get a win, but everyone is ready all year long. This is what we've done. And they have been shut down, but they've been ready all year for moments like these, Carl.
Yeah, and they have been used. We mentioned 12 pitchers with at least 17 appearances. I don't know, Ben, Eduardo, it feels like there's a lot of very good out there. There's a lot of very good on the staff, but nothing that jumps out at you because they're so used to having the guys jump out at you.
I see pitchability over stuff is what I see so far in this bullpen. We've not seen that 95, 96 kind of stuff with just wipe out breaking balls, but what you do see is pitchability, and it's old school from Coach Savage. You know, he talked to us a lot.
Talking fair ball down the line, and this may get the runner to third. Vierling will get there. Talking into second. He's got a double, and here they come again.
Hey now.
And for the second inning in a row, what do the Racers do? They get the first two runners on and the first two hitters on. But the most important thing, this time it's second and third, not first and second. Racers in business now. What they're guaranteeing is at the top of the order. Will be coming up in the ninth, and they want them to come now in the top of the eighth.
How about this approach right here? Change up, just letting that ball get deep, 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 and then just hitting a line drive to the backside of the field where nobody is. So second and third, nobody out for the Racers.
It looks like Charlie Drury is going to be a pinch hitter from the left side as Talkin picks up his 9th double of the season. Boy, if they could have pushed one across last, but they're not worried about that. Now it's about what's in front of them. Vierling's at third, Talkins at second, and Charlie Drury. He showed up twice in the Ole Miss Regional. Swing and a miss.
Charlie Drury only 30 at-bats coming into this. Does have a couple of homers, 9 RBIs.
They're going to stay with that slider or changeup. I would not throw a fastball to him.
4 doubles, a .533 slugging percentage. This one beaten into the ground and playing fairly deep to make the play is called. They get one more in. It's now 6-3. To third base goes Talkin.
Good job. If you're going to make an out, pull it. Get it to the pull side. Not only do you drive in and run, get closer, but at the same time, move the runner an extra 90 to third.
Well, you take what the game gives you, right? Infield pushing back. So that tells me when I stepped in the box, just a routine ground ball to one of the middle infielders would plate another run, and you pull it to that side over there, and all of a sudden you move the next runner over to third. And look, UCLA is going to play the defense back again, which means just another routine ground ball. You'd love to get a base hit, but another routine ground ball plates yet another run.
Strike one to Connor Cunningham.
I'll tell you this, though. If I'm Cunningham right now, I have to be able to tell him, I don't need that routine ground ball. We only have right now 5 outs to play with. Try to get on base. Need to keep that line moving.
UCLA is 42-1 this year when they were leading after 7 innings. And their only loss came a long time ago, April 6th against San Diego. 42-1 when leading after 7. That's high, 2-1.
And again, Souza, 53% breaking balls. He is going to spin a lot of them up there, and it's been heavier than that, it feels like, since he came in the game. And you got the count in your favor. If you want to in a 2-1 count, you can sit breaking ball here.
I give him a mandatory take here, 3-1. That run right now does not mean anything. You need him on base.
The hottest hitter, Jonathan Hogart, their home run guy, is on deck. A walk mean he'd be the tying run. This one beaten into the ground, and on 2 hops, he swings it a 3-1. He brings in another run to make it 6-4, but another out.
I get it. He brought him in. Good job, and he'll get high fives. But they're 3-1, knowing that the tying run is on deck, knowing that your best hitter is on deck, I have to give him the take.
Either give him the take or say, listen, sit on a breaking ball. You know it's coming. Sit on it and sit back on it and try to put a barrel on it. And he just got a little bit out in front. But Murray State within 2 now.
For Hogart. That's a good one in there at 86 with a little slide to it, so it's 0-1. The next one to leave the yard will break the single season record. Hogart already has 3 hits on the afternoon. I think that is another key component to what Eddie was talking about. Hogart has 3 hits. He's your best or second best RBI guy, and boy, would you have loved to get him up there with chance to tie a game with a swing. Out in front of that one, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mercer has reached all 4 times. He's on deck with a couple of walks and a couple of hits. 7 of the 8 times that Hogart and Mercer have come up, they've gotten on. That's the 1-2 hitters in the lineup.
Odds are he's not going to get another fastball here, is he? It's going to be all
I don't
sliders.
think Souza's thrown hardly any fastballs. It's been slider after slider after slider.
Hogart had a shoulder neck issue last year, struggled last year, and then he finally figured out how to get the barrel to the ball. We've seen it. Not there. He gets struck out chasing a high one, and that will end the inning. They do knock a little bit more off. They are within 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Bruins coming up. Take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance. It was the 4th inning, which actually started with an out off the bat of Cash Duggar. Phoenix Call delivered a single. Dean West a single. He helped Brock Chalowski with a big sacrifice that plated a run. There was a hit batter and then a single from Roman Martin, and A.J. Salgado delivered a big double, and it scored 2. That put them up 6-0, and since then they have given up 4. That's where we stand right now as our Capital One rewarding performance. Had a great conversation. I was privy to listen to you both talk about the approach that was taken by Murray State and the Connor Cunningham plate appearance when it was 3-1. Eduardo was all about taking the 3-2. And Ben, what did you say? What would that do to you as a pitcher?
I'm feeding off your aggression, right? It's 3-1 count. You're expecting you're getting a fastball, but we know exactly what Souza was going to do, right? I mean, he was going to spin breaking balls in there, and so Eduardo was in favor of and I get that piece of it, right? But now the count's 3-2. So at some point, you still got to hit the breaking ball, and he's already proven to you he's going to throw the slider, and he's going to throw it for strike.
First of all, when you give him the 3-1 count, one, how do you know he's going to throw a strike and land it 3-2? You're already in a hitter's count. I get that. But you're hitting 9th for a reason.
Right.
And your best hitter is on deck.
I'll tell you
your
how.
Score says that runner needs to get on first. I need him to throw strikes not once, but twice.
Right. And he proved to you he threw 8 out of 10 for strikes. And if you look at numbers don't lie, people do. And if you look at the scouting report, it says he's going to throw that breaking ball 55% of the time. That's all he has thrown. What I would have done as a coach is walked out and called an offensive timeout, and I say, listen, it's a 3-1 count. You're sitting on a breaking ball, 3-1. That's the only pitch you're going to swing out.
I would never do that to him because his swing path, and there's a reason he's hitting 9th. That means that breaking ball, he can't hit it well consistently. Slider down and in, I'd rather him take and go 3-2.
And he's getting breaking ball again, and he's still got to hit it at some point. That's my point.
And then he can roll over and do that, and that's the worst case scenario. But I need to get the tying run to the plate, and my best hitter is on deck.
I totally agree with that. Best hitter is on deck. But listen, if you can't hit a breaking ball, I'm going to keep throwing it. Right? You're going to have to show me you're going to have to hit it, and you're going to get the pitch. And what you're saying is you're hoping he walks.
I want him to walk. I need a base runner.
I agree, but he wasn't going to give you a chance to walk.
Center field, here is Hogart. He's there, and Douglas retired.
And that we will never find out. We will never know.
I guess the question is, till you get into the if it's 3-2 and you take, what does that do to the pitcher? Because I know I got to land this because I don't want that guy coming up. Like, is there added pressure on that 3-2 pitch? I know he landed him.
For me, Souza has shown you throughout the year, you look at the numbers bear it out, and in this outing that he had, that he is comfortable throwing that breaking ball. Again, it's his most used pitch. It's the pitch he trusts the most. There was 100% that he was going to throw a 3-1 breaking ball, and if it would have went to 3-2, it was 100% he was throwing a 3-2 breaking ball.
I would have never made that comment if that's the time run on third, or if he's the time run.
No, I get it. I mean, you got to have base runners, right? And you hope a guy comes up and gets a big base hit.
That's what baseball's about, right? It's the team sport, and you have to understand what the score is, and that sign has to come from the bench and say, look, it's not that I doubt you or not, but our best odds to tie this game is getting our best hitter on, getting our best hitter at the plate as a tying run.
I agree, but how are you going to get him there? You still got to earn your way on the bases.
And walking is one way to do it. And we don't know if Souza could have gone 3-2 and thrown a slider away out of the zone. It was already 3 balls with that slider in that count.
Zetko's been outstanding on the mound.
Yes, he has.
They have retired 11 straight Bruins.
And this is the conversations that we love about baseball. And it doesn't matter if you speak English, Spanish, Japanese. These are the conversations that happen of the strategy of the game. And this is what I love, to be able to have those. And
good
what
pitching has always beat good hitting. And when you can land those breaking balls like that, it's money.
Yeah, this one is off the glove of the dive from Decker. And a single for a Phoenix call out of the 9 spot. Barring Dean West hitting into a double play, we will see Rock Chalowski one more time. Quite a weapon there at the bottom of the order. Phoenix call. And this guy, so it feels like there's almost a leadoff hitter in the 9 spot because Call gets on and there's athleticism, and then you turn it over to Dean West.
And now just try to get one. West very, very fast at the plate unless he hits it really hard right up the middle.
Zetko has really done a terrific job, and he's mixed pitches. We just saw a breaking pitch on the outside. Hasn't been a ton of hard contact. Even that one that led to a hit wasn't hit very hard. Down at 78 to go 1 ball, 1 strike. To Dean West, listed at 5 feet 10 inches tall. He's been fantastic today, both at the plate and in the field. He's reached 3 times. His only mistake really was getting picked off after a single when he rounded too far. And he was thrown out by the right fielder.
Boy, in the sample size, West has been really good, too, against left-handed pitchers. From the 8th inning on, he's hitting 500. That'll work.
Yep, that's a good number. College level, we just sort of got into the college conversation. It's not an automatic lefty on left gives the advantage to the pitcher. Tough one off the mound, smart play to go to first to get the out. That was a squirrely bounce and a good job by Zetko.
Yeah, he just kind of bodied that one up. If he didn't catch it cleanly, he was going to knock it down and throw you out at first base. He got square in front of it.
And that brings up Rock Chalowski. A walk, a line out, a sacrifice that brought a run in, and a ground ball to short. He does not have an extra base hit in the NCAA tournament. First base open, and Chalowski up. Consideration of putting him on?
100%.
There's no doubt that you're going to put him on here.
We agree on that one, right?
Yeah.
We may not see this guy pitch to him. As Chalowski has destroyed lefties, a 467 average and an on base of almost 600. How about this number? Those numbers, Chalowski's 467 average and 600 on base against lefties, is higher than every first-round college bat over the last 2 years except for Jacob Wilson. Higher than every first-round college bat over the last 2 years. He's a sophomore, and that's from our friends at True Media. Phenomenal number.
That's impressive right there.
Yeah.
And you wonder, put 4 fingers up and face the lefty, or bring the righty and face Chalowski?
Wouldn't face him either way. That dude's getting walked no matter what right now.
Reese Oakley, the righty, is going to come in, which perhaps means they're going to throw to Chalowski. And there is Vahiva Aloy. He is the superstar shortstop for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Hogs in the house, Tigers in the house. That's the next one. But we still got plenty of action to come here. Well, Friday was incredible. We had a couple of games decided late, and here you have a team that is just trying to chip away. The Murray State Racers out of the Missouri Valley Conference. The UCLA Bruins had a 6-0 lead in this. It's featured some fantastic defensive plays in left field, in right field, and up the middle for the Bruins. And the championship trophy will be handed out after a whole lot more action here at Charles Schwab Field. This is an interesting decision here. They take the lefty out. We gave you Cholowski's numbers. They got first base open. They bring in the righty reliever in Reese Oakley, who's got an ERA of 5.64 and 22 1/3, has 25 strikeouts. It appears as if the junior is going to throw to Cholowski. 23 homers, 73 runs batted in. And he does, and he causes an easy pop-up on the infield, and it pays off. The struggles continue for Cholowski offensively. We're going to the 9th inning, and the Racers got another chance. They've scored 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 8th. They need 2 more in the 9th. We'll start with Mercer when we return. We are back and the stage is set. The Racers trying to come back here against the Bruins, batting in the top of the 9th inning. And the closer, Easton Hawk, who has become the closer this season, he's just a freshman, is on the mound. He's allowed 1 run in his last 11 appearances, Ben. He struck out 13 over that time, and the opponents are hitting $143.
Yeah, for just a freshman, you talk about having a heck of a freshman year. There's the numbers right there. 1 more hit than innings pitched, but I love the strikeout to walk ratio, 4-1.
Hogart retired on a strikeout in the 8th inning as they scored 2, and that was a very, very big strikeout because it removes Hogart from this inning for the most part. You start with Dustin Mercer, the 2-hole hitter, followed by Carson Garner and then Dom Decker.
And Easton Hawk's got a big arm too. Fastball will be in that 92 to 97 range. It's going to average 95. It'll show you a slider, a curveball, and a changeup as well. That fastball, yeah, that fastball is 25% swing and miss. And again, the average on that is about 18% at the big league level. Slider swing and miss is 40%, so it's some big time stuff.
The Murray State Racers, a 4 seed in the regional, have had a magical season, and this is another opportunity to add to that bucket. Hey, they came off the field, and you could tell they felt pretty good about themselves. They've chipped away at this thing. That they get 1 on, they bring the tying run to the plate. And not a good start for Easton Hawk as he has thrown 2, not even close. Mercer, who asked his way back onto the team in July, swings and fouls 1 off. 96 miles an hour on that fastball. During the regionals, he was busy writing MBA papers. Now he bats with nobody out in the 9th and his team down 2. That one lands in there, a good pitch. So 96, and then you back it up with 80.
That's gutsy.
That's a gutsy pitch, because if it's ball 3 right there, and all of a sudden you get a walk after the next pitch and you bring a tying run to the plate. But he trusts that breaking ball, landed in the fastball count. And now if you're Mercer, you have no idea what's coming here 2-2.
The freshman fires, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got a veteran who's been playing baseball at the collegiate level for a long time, so much so that he hung up his spikes before he came back against a freshman here in Omaha. 3-2, and he got him. Easton Hawk steps up and strikes out Dustin Mercer.
I felt like that's what he should have been doing from the beginning. You got 97 in the back pocket, bro. Why are you spinning all them changeups and breaking balls in there?
But that
Reach
breaking
back
pitch,
and give me what you got, man.
But that breaking pitch that he threw, it seemed like it slowed down the heart rate, his heartbeat, and he was able to then execute this 3-2 fastball. Fastballs that were sailing on him, all of a sudden executing 3-2.
But when you throw 3 consecutive off-speed pitches, you don't have a feel for the fastball, but he dotted an I perfectly.
Garner, strike 1. As John Savage said, this is a future starter in our program. A fastball that has hit 99, curveball, and a slider. The freshman closer, Ethan Hawk. Just missed inside. They just need one base runner. The 1-1. That is fast. 96 and a swing and a foul off.
He's got wide shoulders, too. There's a lot of growing left in that body.
It's easy, too. That was an easy 97.
The 1-2. On the ground, Chalowski gets the hop he needs, and a strong throw. He kept the bag, and there are 2 down. 1 out away, UCLA from winning game 1. Ben, who do you think's getting off that bus?
That would be the Bayou Bengals hopping off that bus. There's Chase Shores, all 6'9" of him, by the way.
It's a little after 4 locally. The game will start at 6 local, 7 Eastern time, so 2 hours away. And this building will be bumping for LSU and Arkansas. Dom Decker. Last chance for Murray State. You really have, in just a short period of time, seen what Easton Hawk is capable of. Off-speed lands and a fastball at 96.
Oh, he projects out next year, big-time starter.
Yep.
Because it's a 4-pitch mix for him. But he's doing all right where he is right now. And that's at the back end of this bullpen.
So you have him, Chalowski, assuming coming back next year, not draft eligible. You got this kid on the mound. I certainly hope to have the ballpark situation settled as that one sails outside. Yeah. 95 and paint down and on the corner.
Hadn't seen that one called too many times.
Decker 0 for 3 with a walk. They need to get a runner on to bring the tying run to the plate. Here it comes. Stays alive. If they can get Decker on, Mistoni, who did have the homer and hit a bullet to center, would be the next man up. And he's got the swing to get one out. As he hits those line drives about 20, 25 feet off the ground. But the challenge is for Decker. Hawk fires.
Oh, no, Dave!
He held up. Count goes full. You asked for it, Ben. 96, right? You're throwing that here, aren't you?
Look, nobody on base. He's going to hit my best pitch. That's going to be my fastball. I'm going to take 97, and I'm going to let it rip and say, here it is. Here's my best. See what you can do with it. See if you can hit it.
He threw 98. So he went up 2 ticks. And Decker fouled it off. Understand, Murray State, every other university and college have pitch machines that can get that velocity up even higher. So they're used to seeing velocity.
And look, they can, with these new pitching machines, they can create spin too. So if you're facing a pitcher that spins at 2,400 RPMs with his fastball, you can create that.
He got him, and UCLA rides the right arm of Easton Hawk into the winner's side of the bracket. They win at 6-4 over a very game Murray State Racer team.
Yeah, they were able to hold off after being up 6-0 and be able to make quality pitches from that bullpen. Big moments, they were able to shut down a very good offensive team in Murray State. UCLA, they'll be playing at night on Monday.
Yeah, I always look at runners in scoring position. To me, that's one of the most important things in a ball game. And if you look at it, UCLA went 4 for 10 runners in scoring position. Murray State only 1 for 10 runners in scoring position. That, to me, is the difference in the ball game.
No doubt about it. 6-4, the Bruins advance. As Eduardo said, a day off. They got those arms in the bullpen, which were touched a little bit until you saw Hawk come in and blow that 98-mile-an-hour gas by guys. He strikes out 2 more. So he has now struck out 15 batters over his last 12 appearances. Coastal a winner, Oregon State a winner. Arizona and Louisville have a date Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. LSU and Arkansas, that's the one everybody has circled when the schedule was released. That comes up at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. One more time, our final score, the Bruins 6, the Racers 4. Sports Center with Kevin and Trevor is coming up next. For Danny Wexman, Eduardo Perez, Ben McDonald, and our entire crew, we are grateful for all the support. I'm Carl Rabbit saying so long from here in Omaha. We'll see you in less than 2 hours.
Good job, fellas. We got a lot of